circle where real talk flows. 4 different voices, 1 platform holds. Conversations flowing, stories we share. A space built on love, respect and care. Here in the circle, we listen, we learn. Here in the circle, we speak, we connect. Here in the circle, we unlearn, we learn. Welcome to the Sister Circle. Let's go.
Hi, sisters. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hey. It's a Thursday. How is everybody doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. I'm good.
What have you been drinking, honey babe? This is your energy for Thursday.
I've been really good. You know what? Obviously, I'm a very avid tea drinker, and the last couple of shows, I have been really trying to get healthy. So I went to Aldi and I bought this herbal tea, which is honey and ginger, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm putting a bit of lemon, and that's what I am drinking. It's probably making me a bit too, but yeah, it's giving me
hyper.
Yeah, it's giving me energy.
I can see Zeno in the chat. Hey, Zeno.
Hey, sis. How you doing?
Let me get my
Auntie Inka, how are you?
I'm good, though. How are you guys over there?
We're good.
We're cold. It's dark already by 2:00.
Oh.
Yeah. 2:00. Yeah, it's getting dark.
Yeah. It should turn dark by like 5:30, 5:36.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been cloudy, it's been raining, it's been gloomy.
That's what annoys me. I don't care if it's cold because
when it's raining, oh god,
the rain and
I have a prescription I need to go and get from the pharmacy. Please, the pharmacy is not far.
Yeah,
but to leave this house, it's been raining for 2 days. I'm like, absolutely not.
It's mad. And
I want to walk. I don't want to drive because it's literally like walking distance. But the laziness in me will make me just drive. But then it's in an awkward place where there's not really parking. Okay. So it's one of those ones you'll park far and then it's just not necessary. But it's been raining back to back, like the last 2 to 3 days. I'm like, no, I'm not stepping outside. Please.
There is this storm. I received a storm alert. I don't know whether you get it through Alexa, but I've got a storm alert. And I don't know, maybe that's the reason why we're getting, the rain and everything. But I received a storm alert from, I don't know, I've signed up to some, because where I am, we're susceptible to flooding. So I always have that. So maybe that's the reason why it's been raining the last 2 days. There could be a storm coming through.
Oh, great.
So just watch all the news channels and check. I could be wrong, but check that out. Just be careful out there.
Weather update taken. Thanks.
No problem.
Hey, Abby, so what are you drinking? What do you have in your cup?
Abby. Yes. Oh, I've been talking, and I've been
haven't heard you.
Oh Lord.
Everything
she's quiet.
I've joined the conversation about the storm and all. I'm just realizing that I didn't hear anything. What am I drinking? I've been bad today. I actually had a can of Coke, but it's because I was feeling very low in energy. I felt like I really needed sugar. I don't really have a sweet tooth, so you wouldn't really catch me eating chocolate or cake, except that was like maybe someone's birthday or something.
Yeah.
But I had a can of Coke today because I really just felt really, really tired, and I don't drink coffee. I don't drink anything really, so I just thought maybe sugar would help.
Yeah.
So I have water and I have the leftover of my Coke just by my side here.
Yeah,
Coca-Cola. Because of this, let's clarify. Because of Regina, Coca-Cola.
Let me type that in the comment section.
Maybe there was watching a live stream that said, "Oh, that
soft drink."
Gen Z it's normal to do drugs. I'm like, it's not normal.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Oh, it's not. Oh, no.
I didn't do it. I know I'm old, but I didn't do it. So when was that age? Don't try it.
I've never done it in my life. So Coca-Cola. Thank you very much.
And remember, guys, for Abby and Cece, I used to live in Halsden. You know that place was very notorious back in the day. Halsden and Stonebridge. I was a good girl, let me tell you.
Okay, so
yeah.
So Auntie Yinkus, what are you drinking then?
Oh, I just took a sip. So I have my, well, it's winter now and the cold is coming through and all that. So I made my famous agbu. So I have ginger, grape and all that, all simmered. And I have it like, I made it and put in like a big gallon of like the milk gallon container. Yeah. So I just take a cup and heat it up. And that's my drink for today.
Fantastic. Sounds nice.
Yes. So my
Honey,
herbal.
babe, how are you?
Okay. So I just saw what Missy said. Sorry. Let me mute myself.
She did 20. Oh my God. I haven't done mine to do.
Oh,
I need to get on. 20K.
Well done, Missy.
Wow. Well done.
Well done, Missy. Putting me to shame.
Well done.
I just got my treadmill now, so I'm on it.
Honey, babe, what are you drinking, sis?
Honey and ginger. Yeah, my namesake and ginger. I'm trying to be really healthy because, like I said, I drink a lot of tea, so I'm trying to move over to herbal teas. Yeah, it's quite nice. I'm getting used to it now.
Okay, amazing. And Sissy?
I am drinking ice water with ice cubes.
Do we talk like that? What's going
on? What's wrong with this voice?
Which accent is that?
Ice, baby. No, I shouldn't be drinking ice water, but I'm drinking ice water. I've got a big mason jar of ice water.
Oh, wow.
Me and my ice will go together real bad.
Cool. Let us welcome our real fam.
Yeah, the early birds.
The early bird from 6. It says 6:17 a.m. Sis. Well, yes, she's been here since 6
Full comfort. Oh wow.
Yeah. 18. She came back at 8 a.m. to anticipate.
Oh, bless her. Comfort, Agri. She's the real one, man.
That's a real supporter. Thank you so much.
And then
thank you
for coming. Zeno, thank you for coming.
Thank
you. Sister Sue, thank you for coming.
Always a pleasure.
We have a new name, Jacob Kelly. Hi, thank you for coming.
Oh, wow. Hey, Jacob.
Hi, thank you for joining us for the first time.
Sister Chinye, thank you for coming. Missy, hey Sister Lee, thank you for coming. Sister Natsu, thank you so much for coming. Oledo says, I'm drinking herbal tea with honey inside the car. Oh, that's amazing.
Nice.
Thanks for sharing with us and thanks for coming. And then we have Sister Lola. Hello, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. So, Sissy, do you want to talk about the topic what we're having today? The topic we have on today. Do you want to talk about it?
Yes. So this topic this week, we thought we've had a few heavy. This is what, our 4th episode, right? So we thought we'd take a little bit chill, be a little bit playful, be a little bit flirty with you guys, and we are going to explore dating and how it's evolved. Okay, from traditional courtship, I don't know what, love letters, face-to-face connections, to the current times that we're in, which are the trenches, I've heard, of DMs, dating apps, and obviously digital romance. So really, we're going to be discussing what expectations, some of the challenges, experiences of ours, then versus now, to really understand how maybe the way that we're dating through the ages and what's happening. What do you guys, lady? That's the topic for today.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's an opportunity for people to obviously phone in and talk about their own dating. Obviously, you know, some people, you know, we're not exactly Gen Z, so you know, just really just having fun with this show. It's going to be very light. It's not going to be too deep, hopefully. So yeah, should be an exciting show.
Can't wait. Okay, so we have a few videos things to get through, and then we could just talk through them. So can I go ahead and play the first video?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can.
Yep.
What does that mean? I don't get why I'm still single. I don't get it. I'm a catch. What is going on in my life where I don't have a man? Or are my standards too high? Do I box myself in a corner all the time? Like nowadays, men today want to be chased. What happened to masculinity? What happened to chivalry? What happened to men courting women? What happened to that? Back in the day, dating was so much easier and it was fun. Today's dating is hell. You give a guy your number and all of a sudden you don't hear from them until like 3 to 4 days later. What was the point of me giving you my number? If you're not gonna text me, I don't get it. The talking doesn't go as far as the actual app. There are no, oh, let me take you out to dinner. Let's go catch a movie. Let's go to a cafe and get to know each other. What's with all the endless text messages? What happened to men actually planning dates? What happened to it? I don't get it. How do you date in today's society? What are some of your red flags and your non-negotiables? I do not chase men. I don't do it. I did it once, would never do it again. No, never again will I chase a guy. My biggest ick is a guy that can't hold a conversation. Now, I gotta talk the whole goddamn date. I hate it. I don't got time to be dating no guy that don't have no money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound shallow, but I've dated broke men my whole life. I have. Now I'm in a place where I have money and I want to travel and I want to see the world. I don't want you to buy me nothing because I can buy it myself. That's not what I want. I want you to have the financial stability to pick up and go on a trip. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for no Louis. I'm not asking for no goddamn bust down Chanel. I don't even goddamn like designer. I don't. I really don't. Oh, you're just very intimidating. What the does that mean? How do I come off intimidating when I'm the most socializing person ever? Specifically, my ladies, I want to hear how you are dating, especially in today's generation. What are some dating apps you're on? Where do you go to date? And what are just some of your non-negotiables when it comes to dating these men? Because I ain't got time. Anyway, this is the makeup look. I wanted something really cute and rosy. Bye, guys.
Sorry. That girl.
She's
Yeah.
angry.
She was a lot, but she's making sense in some respects.
I just want to say something about what she said about I don't even like design, I don't even like this, I don't even like that. Let me tell you something. Just because you don't ask for too much doesn't mean that you deserve the bare minimum.
Absolutely. Facts. Yeah.
I don't think it's bragging rights to be saying I don't like this, I don't like this. It's better for you to like them than not. Because it's still, who are you doing? You're still doing yourself. So because you don't know about certain lives does not mean that you deserve the bare minimum, and does not mean that men are meant to, you know, should I say, prefer you because you're here saying I don't care for this, I don't care for that. That should never be the energy that you give men, in my opinion. But that's what I want to say for now.
Yeah, thanks for that. Sorry, I've started again. For me, yeah, I understand what she's saying, and I think for a lot of, it's difficult now in the way, because obviously I don't know how old she is, but I assume maybe 2030s. It's a different landscape to how it was maybe 20, 30 years ago when obviously I was dating. Things are totally different. I remember, like I said, we didn't have apps, we didn't have situationships, sorry, we didn't have DMs. It was face-to-face contact. You, like I said, I met my first boyfriend when I was doing my A-levels, you know, kind of like a movie. I was, you know, registering for my A-levels. He was doing his BTEC. You remember BTEC? He was doing his BTEC. And it was the case where we just got talking, exchanged numbers, and then we ended up dating the whole time I was doing my A-levels. It's a different landscape now. And I think, unfortunately, it's more transactional, and it's very difficult because you have technology in terms of phones and stuff, where there's a lot of technology. There's not this emphasis in terms of physically seeing someone, face to face, being in the same environment. So it's really hard. And I actually feel bad for a lot of people in that age bracket in terms of how dating is. I think when I was dating, it was so much easier. It was very simple. And I feel bad that it's very, very challenging for a lot of Gen Z people. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Auntie Inkers.
Yeah, so I get where she's coming from, even though I'm not in the game. I've been out of the game for for a long time. I pray I never get back there. But I just want to say that I kind of understand what she's saying. As far as talking about the designers and all that, what she's just pretty much saying is that she just wants a man that he's financially stable. She's just saying she doesn't want you to be broke because she doesn't want to have to carry any man financially, which is what we always talk about. Yes, be with someone, but make sure that you're not the one carrying the financial weight. The person has to be able to take care of themselves, because why you even try to be in a relationship if you can't even hold your own? You know what I mean? So, but as far as the dating game is now, with everything that I've heard, I'm like, God be with you all. God be with you. And we have some praying to do, sisters, for those that are in the game, that are still out there, and for the men and the women. It's difficult. What I'm saying, it's not as easy as it used to be. Even then, maybe did we think it was difficult then? I didn't even think I thought about it then.
I think it was easier because you just met people wherever you were, whether it's college, university. Now I'm finding for, the youngsters that are coming up, it's really hard. It's really, really hard because, like I said, back in the day, you started off as friends. And then you were probably hanging together where you were I had friends that we all hanged around together, guys and girls. And then people would pair off, but you was always friends. So it was very natural. You would, be friends, going to the cinema, hanging around, going to parties. And eventually you would find out, one of our friends, whether the girlfriend or the boyfriend, are dating. Now it's really, really hard. It's very kind of like transactional. And back in the day, I know it's different because I'm talking about college and university, much younger. But back in the day, you would get to know the person. So, and then obviously you would have standards, but it's different because you're both growing together. Now, when you're in your 20s and 30s, there are situations where you're at a stage now where you're of maritable age. You haven't got time to waste. And sometimes you asking certain pertinent questions like, there's a way you kind of phrase it, but, talking about careers, talking about, finding out how much they earn, finding out if you guys are, equally yoked in terms of finances is very important. But for some people feel that it's transactional, but we need to be realistic in the sense that we know very much that a lot of divorces are because of money. So there's nothing wrong with having standards, but I think there's a way you go about it. And I say this all the time, that I think being intentional in your dating and sometimes being friends rather than just jumping into relationships, I think is very important. Because like Uncle B have said, and I hear it now watching a lot of friends that are going through marriage difficulties, it's always good to marry a friend. So sometimes maybe for some situations, not for all, it's great to be friends first. Observe that person, be friendly, let him see you without makeup and, see you as a friend before you now transition into a relationship, which is very much, I think, the scenario with UB in terms of his wife. They were friends first. I know it doesn't, it's not applicable for every single situation, but I just think that it's a different landscape, and I'm so glad that I'm not involved in that.
Hey,
so for me, can I just say, let's unpack some of those previous dating styles or whatever. I know, Honey Baby, you already touched on people tended to be more friends. So what was the kind of like communication styles then versus now? What were some of the ways that people would connect or show interest or communicate once you were like dating or trying to court somebody?
Back in it, like I said, when I was dating, if you obviously I'm giving examples, mine was meeting my first boyfriend. I met him when I was doing my A levels. You would physically call a landline. It sounds ancient.
Yeah.
Would literally, I remember we'd have the landline in the living room, and even, you know, the one that the one with the holes, and it would, you put your finger and it would go. That's what we had in the house. So if anybody wanted to call Honey Babe, my mom would say, let me think of a name. I'm just thinking, you know, Ade is calling you. You know, I'll speak to him, and he would physically come to my house. He would meet my mom, he would meet my dad, and he'll, you know, probably hang around for an hour. And then whether he has a car, I know back in the day, 18, 19, not everyone was driving. We would just get the bus. We get the bus, we're going to town, we go to a McDonald's. And it sounds really kind of weird, but I used to love it. I know obviously I'm not at that stage now, but it was nice to go to McDonald's or buy me a milkshake. And we were just like talking about stuff. Obviously, we're 18, 19, 20, you know, very superficial stuff. You know, we're still young. And I remember back in the day, I think someone mentioned it. I remember one of my boyfriends physically making me a CD. Do you remember that? They would make you a CD. And it would basically, it would be for me. He would give it to me. It was so sweet. And all like kind of like Boyz II Men, you know, those type of stuff. What is it? Forever Your Lady. I can't remember the group, but you can imagine SWV. And it was so sweet. And I remember another thing, he used to write me letters. Oh my God.
Yeah, letters.
Like, it was fantastic. And I don't know for obviously Abby and the younger generation, I don't know if they do that anymore. It was so nice because there was
they just clock it, type sheet.
Oh, please.
I think they invested more into.
You're actually very wrong for that. Because
that's
with everything that Honey Babe is saying, I feel like all of the men that have been around, whether it's on a friendship level or actual romantic level, they've actually done something.
Sorry, just to clarify, you're speaking on behalf of Gen Z, guys. So we have I'm speaking for millennials.
Yeah, to be fair, Sissy, the truth is when it comes to Gen Z, there's a spectrum. And I say this all the time that I'm only a year away from millennials, right? And also, I know, for instance, there's some Gen Z that will still pander to certain things, care for certain things. So it's tough for me to just see that, I'm speaking on behalf of every Gen Z because I know there's like way younger Gen Z and I don't know what happens there. However, where I'm at, what I've experienced, this music thing you're talking about where it's CD, I know men have made me actual playlists on Spotify, on Apple Music. They've made playlists for me. Yes, it might not be.
Sorry, I have ideas.
See, sorry, that's technology, because that's technology.
They've just upgraded what we were doing.
Exactly.
So what I was even going to start my conversation with was clearly when it comes to human beings or men, they are not that much different. It's just that people are evolving. That's actually for the reasonable ones. Because I'm guessing for someone like me, where if you ask me my favorite artist, I would say Mary J. Blige. It's because I grew up around a lot of aunties, right? So when I think about it, a lot of things, I started wearing heels and being interested in fashion at like 12 because of my older aunties that were in my house. So when I think about that life, there's a lot of things that I've picked on by force because of the people that I grew up around. So I think that's a lot the same with a lot of Gen Z as well, is that we have older ones, whether it's aunties, cousins, and we just kind of recreate a lot of things that we might have seen growing up or whatever, right? So the music thing, a lot of men would make playlists. Even this album thing, I know that I'm very into like written notes and stuff, and I know there's a few people that have created like an actual album with pictures and handwritten notes and a jar of notes. If you're feeling down, read this. If you're, some people are romantic like that, and this is still Gen Z's, are still younger men that have handwritten notes, right, and put in jars. So, so it still happens. It just maybe slightly more creative.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Because if you give me CD now, where am I going to play the CD, bro? CD. My laptop don't even have CD anymore.
I remember that. You remember even before CD. Me, I'm showing my age. It is what it is. I remember tapes, guys. In the comment sections, do you remember the tapes? I remember having that with my headphones, going to probably school and that. So I think I remember I broke up with one of my first boyfriend. He wrote me a letter. Oh my God, he posted it. And I remember opening it. It was addressed to me. And he basically did a love letter to get me back. Obviously, I went back to him. But I remember things like that. Do people even do that anymore?
No, I don't know. Communication style. Do you think that it was more intentional? Like in the past, you would like. I remember when, let's say, if I was talking to a guy or whatever, you could, T-Mobile then used to have like, you can, what's that thing, 5-day pass or something, where you phone from after 9, it would be free.
Yes,
you would wait.
Oh my God, I had that as well.
You would speak to somebody.
My
somebody on the phone all night.
Oh my gosh.
Wake up, talking nonsense, talking rubbish, just sweet, innocent things, right? Yeah. Do people still talk on the phone? I find that when because obviously there's a time when I was on dating apps. I mean, that's how I was dating. I don't find that people, and I see it with my daughter as well. She's in the comments, so she can confirm. Yeah, these kids don't like to talk on the phone. No, they like to Snapchat. They like to do what's the other one? Maybe send a DM or just very short communication. Like my daughter hates when I call her. She'll be like, "Oh, I don't like calling." I will call her. I will call her. I will call her, and she will drop me a voice note. They love voice notes. Yes, it's very like, I don't know. So how do you really build that connection before that rapport when you just kind of do like maybe send memes, send gifs, this kind of communication? I feel like the communication style nowadays is very short. Like the span of communication is very short for a lot of people. So
I'm not going to lie, that's only for parents. It doesn't count for friends, because
even
my younger
I was going to say that.
My younger sister that just turned 20, that's what she does to me, my brother, and my dad. But when you catch her in the corner, she's talking to her friend 3 hours, 4 hours. It's for the older ones that we don't want. And I'm being serious, because even me,
it's true.
I don't often want to just talk to like the older ones, but there's no way a boyfriend will call me. I won't be on the phone for 3 hours. It's just, I think it's for parents, it's for older ones, and for those that grew up in Nigeria, the equivalent to the T-Mobile thing, we had what we used to call MTN midnight calls. Auntie Yinkus, are you aware of?
No. I was already out of Nigeria at the time, so it's the T-Mobile one that I know.
T-Mobile,
12 a.m. to 4 a.m. MTN was the jam. You will talk to your boyfriend all night. Then you will go to school in the morning and still see that boyfriend or see that boy that you like. Anyway.
Do you remember, and this is the Matrix, I remember the banana phone, I don't know what it's called, and obviously that was the time that you're saying about the T-Mobile, and like I said, very similar to CC, you'll be talking all night, whether you have college, whether you have uni, because I think the time that when did the Matrix come out? I don't know, but that time I had the banana phone, the flip phone, just like the very first Matrix. Yeah, I had that, and I thought I was made and everything, because I paid for my parents were no longer paying for my my tariff, so I thought I was a big girl, and I will be on the phone for absolutely ages, and I have a deadline, and I will be on the phone for ages, and it was sweet because we would talk for absolutely ages. And I felt that I knew a lot more about the person I was speaking with, which was my then boyfriend, than it is now, where you're just basically one text and or a DM. I always like to call people even now. I don't understand this old DM or one voice note. Why are you voice noting me? Call me, let's talk. I'm very much about that. So I find it very strange in terms of that people date with that DM. The whole DM thing is strange to me.
And then what was the context? Do you feel like the context of the conversation was innocent? It was playful? I find like now you can talk to a guy. Okay, can you send me a pic? Send me a pic. What are you wearing? Oh
no.
Like,
no.
How? I'm telling you.
Yinka, please reply.
No.
The conversation will be like, "Hi, what did you eat? How are you? Okay, send me a pic. Oh, let me see something. Show me something."
Live.
So I feel like the context, the conversations that we used to have before were a lot more innocent, a lot more playful. Even if you were like flirting, it would never be like out there, like oh, show me, send me breast, send me something. Or
none of those.
Do you understand? Like for me, I never experienced that. It's not to say that obviously testosterone, you know, but you never really got to that level when you were still talking. You'll be on the phone from midnight till 9 a.m. in the morning, talking just about college, talking about interest, talking about music, talking about friends. Before you've not even gone, your mind hasn't even gone to anything sexual. That's what I'm trying to say. So do we feel like the content of the conversations were more meaningful than they are now?
I would say that the context of it depends on the age that you are at the time. Because I remember when my husband and I were dating at the time, I was in college. I think I was at that time, I was, yes. So 17, 18. I was 18 then. So we were talking on the phone. It would be midnight, like midnight to like 5 a.m. I think sometimes we'd actually fall asleep on the phone.
Oh,
We'll fall asleep on the phone, and then and then some people just jolt you up. You wake up, and then you continue the conversation like you never stopped, right? And I remember there was a particular time that I would say, "Okay, you want to go and sleep? Go and sleep." He's like,
You'd
"No,
be like,
I
no,
don't want to
you go to
sleep.
sleep.
I still want to talk." So you're on the phone for hours. Sometimes, I mean, by the day two, you don't even remember what you talked about yesterday, but you're going to have the same hours of conversation again. Now, talking about this generation now, where you get to text them as a parent, or when you call them, they're texting you and all that. I don't see that applying to them with their friends, because trust me, when my boys are home and they're on the phone, these boys can be on the phone for like 3-4 hours with their friends, and sometimes they're mute. They're not talking, and they're doing all their chores, doing everything in the house, but they have their friends on the phone. So they're communicating somehow, but I think that when it gets to the point where they're actually dating someone, where they want to actually pursue someone, I don't know if it's the dynamics of, I don't know how to approach this person, like going to talk to the person face to face, right? Because I mean, I remember sometimes when some of the older generations would talk, they'll be like, I couldn't go to approach her myself. I would ask my friend to do it for me, like maybe give her a letter from me, or talk to your friend. I like her, something like that. So would it be that the maybe the boys now, they're just not like, they're kind of laid back or not able to approach girls because of why? Now, that's the issue, because a lot of the times they will see a girl that they like, but they're not approaching the person because of some kind of way that they feel, but they really like the person. So what's the issue?
I think, Sister Yinka, I personally think that the time that we dated, let's say me and Sister Yinka and myself, the men were more confident. Even if a girl said no, the confidence was there. I remember my boyfriend, the one that I was dating when I was doing my A-levels, he just came up to me, said, "Hi, I haven't seen you before. It was my first day. I just literally started my first day registering for my A-levels." And he just came up to me. We just started talking. He said that he's doing, BTech, business studies. I said, I'm doing my A-levels. And then we literally said, "Can I have your number?" And I was like, okay. It literally was that. It was not that deep. And he was very confident. And I think the guys in the time that I was dating in my 20s, they had so much confidence compared to now, where a lot of men, for them to go up to like Sister Yinka said, go up to a lady and say, "I like you," they will, it's hard. It could be hard for a lot of them. And so the DMing and the texting is easier for them than actually. And then you would have situations where a lot of us used to hang around with a group of our friends. I don't know if you did it, Cece and Abby. We all had friends. So you would have a friend that would say, "Oh, honey, babe, my friend likes you," or and vice versa. So that's how it used to be. You used to have a whole bunch of friends, and someone would give a letter or give a message that, "Oh, my friend likes you," blah 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 blah. That's how we used to do it. So it was so much fun. And in terms of the phone call, CC, I used to do it all the time, and we would talk up until 5, 6, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning, and there was never anything about show me your dish. It was a different time. We didn't do that.
No, at all.
Even if it was smart, they say that, "Oh, I really like you, honey, babe," or but it was never anything sexual. We just didn't do it. Now, this is us talking for absolutely hours. Sometimes we'll be talking every single day from Monday to Sunday, talking for hours, and it never came up. It was just a different time set.
Okay, I think that is important for me to explain that when it comes to Gen Z, there's two categories, right? There's absolutely Gen Zs that have a good head on their shoulders, are about a very normal life, and there's the ones that I don't even understand them. I don't want to label them, but something is not quite right. Now, with the Gen Zs that I'm speaking for, I believe that all of these things haven't changed. I don't think all of these things have changed. Myself, my friends, my associates, my acquaintances, I know for a fact that it is compulsory to speak to your partner every single day, couple times a day, check in here and there, work or not, right? Good morning, good night is important, you know. However, I've also seen takes on the internet. I don't know people like this in real life, only on the internet, that claim that, oh, it's not necessary to speak to your partner every day, it's not that deep.
Wow.
Right. Which again, that's the different spectrum of the Gen Zs that me, I do not know in real life. But generally, I think it's important to approach this from a positive standpoint. And all of the Gen Zs, so which I'm going to speak on the actual positive Gen Z, right? They also do the same things. Like I said, even from back in the day to date, I've never dated anyone and we haven't spoken for hours every day, if that makes sense. And even if that's not always possible because we're busy people, there's no way you're not checking in. In fact, for me, that would also, in a sense, measure how serious you are about me. Because I don't understand why I'm going a couple days without speaking to you. I go a whole day not speaking to you, you're no longer important. And now I'm considering the fact that you're not interested in me. That's just, my own role. So I don't think anything else has changed. Even the romance as well, even this new thing, there's no man that has the audacity to ask me for nudes. Me. You cannot have the audacity because from where to where? From where to where? So I know that whatever you see as negative, there's so many ways that it's also been, in a sense, improved. I'll give you an example with the pictures thing. Just the way, I don't know, I feel like a lot of back in the day, a lot of people also dated people that they were around, whether it's schoolmates, whether, because remember that now we're meeting people. I could meet a guy that lives in Manchester because of the internet and because of online dating. Most of the time, I feel like back in the day, people met people in the actual spaces that they belong to, whether it's church or school or whatever. So you got to see your partner. So think about it now in a sense where I have a man that's in Manchester. It doesn't have to be news, right? This is just also in a way communication where we're using Snapchat a lot, we're using other apps. Mind you, all of my relationships, my partners probably followed me across all social media platforms. That means we're sharing memes and laughing like, oh my God, did you see what Beno boy did today? It's a talking point. So me sharing a picture where I'm like, oh, I'm just getting back from the gym. I'm so sweaty from the gym, whatever. That's not necessarily sexual. That's my experience with sending pictures to men. I don't send naked pictures of myself to men, and men wouldn't dare ask me because you're going to get blocked. And quite frankly, I always say this, sometimes when men approach you a certain way, you have to wonder what energy you're even putting out there for them to have that energy towards you. So personally, I don't know people personally or friends with people that fall under the category of women that send nudes. It's another thing when you're in an actual relationship where you guys have that sort of where you guys are already having sex and you send a picture in your nightwear with a little peekaboo, whatever. But outright nudes, no. What I'm used to is, here's what I'm eating today. What you eating is still part of conversations, right? The way we send gifts, and also the same way we say, oh my God, I just saw this cute dog. You're sending pictures to your partner. It's part of conversation. That's about in pictures. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't
So
know
in
about that.
terms of intentions and expectations, so I'd say in the past, then I feel like there were clear goals. Courtship, for example, people knew that, okay, I'm courting this girl. The intention is that I want to get married, or it's at least going to lead to a serious commitment. As opposed to now, where people are there's a lot of, I can't even say gray. Whatever color is outside of gray, it's that color. It's gray, it's purple, there's situationship, there's talking stage, there's I mean the lines are so blurry in terms of what exactly the next stage is once you start talking to somebody. So would we say that the lines of communication or intentions, expectations from dating have changed just drastically then versus now?
Definitely. And I think this is because of the fact that probably in our mother's time, they, I know from my mum, as much as she went to uni, things were different in terms of the expectations of marriage. I think now, especially for us, and I'm not bashing feminism, I'm just saying for us, we've got more opportunities. It's not just a case where you just finish university. And I'm not talking about Nigeria, I'm talking about where I am now. You go to university, yes, the expectation is, yeah, you find a partner, you get married, but it's not a do or delete situation. You can decide that, you know what, I want to have a job, I want to have a career before I decide in my 20, from 25 onwards that I want to have a career. And it's the same for a man. It's not the automatic thing that the age of as soon as you finish university or you have to get married. Some men decide that they haven't found themselves and then they decide that they want to get married later. So I think the issue is that as much as they may not have the idea of marriage, they don't necessarily want to be single. So you have the situation when you have situationships where men and women, and I say some men, if we're going to make it a lot more men, want to date you but have no intention of marrying you simply because of the point of view they're not ready emotionally or they're not ready financially, but they still want to be in a relationship. So you have the situation of a situationship where there is no defined goal for marriage. And it happens a lot because you hear people saying that they have no intention of being married, but they have relationships.
Oh, okay. Thanks, honey babe. I'll let Abby play the next video and let's see what the next topic is.
Okay, we don't really have a lot of comments, but Missy says nudes weren't our thing. It's very scandalous to us now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie, I don't get it. There's no, like I said, you want to send peekaboo or you want to do, or you know, all these poses where they will say you're pushing out your bum. That's as much as you're supposed to do to seduce anybody. Is to shove your bum tight in a full clothes.
I sent one like that to my husband last week. Well, I was fully clothed too because he said never send anything to me where you don't have something on because you don't know where that picture could end if they steal my phone. So
I think it's common sense because I never understand. Sorry to cut in, but I never understand. Like I said, boyfriend, husband, I don't care who you are. You don't know. Like I said, with this phone, you hear about it every day. Yep. I've lost my phone before. I've been hacked before. But even when I was dating 18, 19, who born dog that would tell me to show breast? Don't even. I will block you, foolish. You will never hear from me again. So for me, and like I said, it should be common sense. Mm-hmm. What same person that you're dating will ask you for such nonsense? So when I hear people saying, oh, he's my boyfriend, or because he's my husband, you can't trust anybody because you don't know with this whole cloud and transfer and technology where that photo is going to go to. Yes, the intention that you keep it for your husband. He can lose the phone. You can be hacked. Next thing you know, all your business is on OnlyFans. I beg. Yep. You understand? So I never get, and I assume it should be common sense for a boyfriend or even a husband. You're not sending nothing. Mm-mm. So I don't get it when you hear that. Sorry, and I will say it out there. Allegedly, the people like Tiwa. How does that happen? It doesn't make sense when people said to me, "Oh, my photo was with this guy, and I broke up with him, and then he now threatens me with a naked picture." How did he get to a stage where he has a naked picture of you? And my issue is this: there's a lot of pick-me's out there where because you want to save a marriage, a guy will tell you, can you send me a bit of this or a bit of that with a bit of booby? And you, because you want to appease him or please him, you send him a picture of your booby.
Makes no sense.
As a woman, you should have common sense. And if you refuse and the guy doesn't want a relationship, just stand strong and move on.
No problem. The rest of the comments, Sissy and her daughter in the comments. Sissy, I'm going to ban you from Bora Bora if you continue like this. Zeno says, the more you let them, the more they ask. I dared the man, honestly. Actually, I have been asked and he was blocked. Didn't even explain.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no. Nobody has ever done this thing to me before, Sha. But
no,
normally, I'm not even a nice babe like that. So anyway, next video.
Sure.
Idea is just horrible. The new texting is getting to know you. People easily can move on to somebody else with a quick sliding in their DMs or getting on a dating app. Sleeping with other people is so much easier than working harder for it. People don't want to make effort anymore. We don't set up dates. We ask you, where do you want to go eat? What are you craving? Nah, man. Back in the days, you had to make effort. The 80s and 90s love is so much different. You had to actually talk to them. You had to call them. We didn't have FaceTime. We'd meet up for coffee. We would get to know each other, and we build a future together. Today's society is, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then you get ghosted, or you get used, and then they find somebody else. No one cares about your feelings anymore. The society of dating is crap. It literally makes me sick to my stomach. And to be honest with you, I'd rather stay single until I find that old school love. I'm nobody's temporary. I'm someone's forever. You better remember that.
Dude's not playing.
I love what he said. Yeah. Someone's temporary, someone's forever.
Today's dating and society is just horrible. The new texting is getting to know you. People easily can move on to somebody else with a quick sliding in their DMs or getting on a dating app. Sleeping with other people is so much easier than working harder for it. People don't want to make effort anymore. We don't set up dates. We ask you, where do you want to go eat? What are you craving? Nah, man. Back in the days, you had to make effort. The 80s and 90s love is so much different. You had to actually talk to them. You had to call them. We didn't have FaceTime. We'd meet up for coffee. We would get to know each other, and we build a future together. Today's society is, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then you get ghosted, or you get used, and then they find somebody else. No one cares about your feelings anymore. The society of dating is crap. It literally makes me sick to my stomach. And to be honest with you, I'd rather stay single until I find that old school love. I'm nobody's temporary. I'm someone's forever. You better remember that.
Aww. He sounds so sad.
I do like what he said. I did like what he said. Yeah.
Okay, so pick apart what he said. He said
that's why you use them first.
Abby. I agree with what he's saying, because like I said, I agree.
I think, why does dating, let's pick one thing. Why do people feel that dating is, I think he's trying to say that it's emotionally cold. Obviously, without, there's too many choices, maybe less accountability. Also, instant gratification culture. Somebody will talk to you today, then they'll see somebody else. They'll like that person. They'll go start speaking to that person, or and this ghosting culture as well, where people just leave people kind of just hanging. So let's go into that. What that's about.
Sorry, honey, but before you say anything, let me just say that what I just said is what is going on. Everybody's calculating that they need to be the ones to use and dump and run away and first. Just saying, but yeah, go ahead, honey, babe.
I think from my experience is exactly what he's basically saying. My experience, for you to travel, like I said, my boyfriend that I dated in with my A levels, he lived in Chiswick. I lived in Wembley. He took his time. Like now, you can just basically FaceTime someone. You don't have to physically drive, or if you don't drive, physically make your way all the way to where I live. When my boyfriend was dating me, he had to travel from Chiswick all the way to Wembley. That's the intention, because he had to travel nearly an hour and a half, because remember, he wasn't driving at 18, to come and see me. That's the intention. That's someone that obviously likes me enough to leave his house and come all the way to come and see me, pick me up potentially, and then we go out to the West End or wherever. I remember I would look forward to our dates. Most of the time, we used to have our dates at the weekend. We would date, as in we would go to a house party. Back in the day, we went to house parties. We would go to dinner, actual dinner, to restaurants. Very similar to what he said. Now it's, what are you doing? And FaceTime. I remember there was this guy wanted to date me a year ago, and I was working, and he had the audacity to say to me, "Oh, can I pop into your house so we can have a coffee?" Our very first date. Yes, our very first date. I said, "Please don't come to my house," and I blocked him. We've spoken for a few times. You've liked me. We met in a party, and the very first date, because you want to be cheap and because you happen to be driving near to my area, our first date should be me, you coming to the house. You want to have a coffee, and then you probably expect me to cook or something. That's the type of man that I'm dealing with in 2024, 2025, rather than my ex-boyfriend from when I was 18 that will come to my house, pick me up, take me out to dinner, travel an hour and a half. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to invest time getting to know one person. Everybody, and I would say a lot of people in the dating game have 5 or 6 people on the go, multiple people. They're swiping on Hinge or whatever. And if this one doesn't work out, I can speak to number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And if you got options, you're not going to invest on one person because there's no need to, because I can't be bothered to take Honey Babe out. I can't be bothered to travel from Chiswick all the way to Wembley to come and see me. I'm going to, I just want a situationship. If I'm feeling horny, all I need to do is meet up with her, whether at her house, at a hotel. There's no investment to get to know someone, to be in an actual relationship, because there's too many options. Sometimes having options is good, but when it comes to dating, it makes you complacent because you don't want to invest time on one person. Invest in one person, spend your focus on one person and try and make it work. If it doesn't work, fine, you move on and you move on to the next person. But when you're juggling multiple people, that's the reason why people cannot be bothered and they will ghost you. And that's where the problem is. Yes, I'm very committed to love. As much as everyone thinks I'm very, very harsh, I'm a lover girl. I'm very much about investing time in people. But I've noticed when I've, been introduced to a lot of men are not interested in relationships. They just want to hit and run.
Okay. May I ask a question real quick? I'm asking because I don't know. Would it be, I just said I have a question. Yeah. So I'm thinking about what you said, right? About, the men coming out but they're not being clear with their intentions and, what they plan, why they're even looking for a relationship to begin with. Now, with everything that you said, would you say that it has anything to do with that person's background, that particular person's background? The reason why I say this is because I also have a lot of young men. We have more men in my husband's side of the family than girls. So there are lots of Gen Zs right now in my husband's side of the family. And I know that a lot of these guys, they'd rather not be in a relationship because they're not ready for marriage yet. And they're not looking for one because they feel like they're not really ready for marriage yet. They know exactly what they want, but just because they haven't gotten to the place where they want to be personally, they're just not ready. So they don't want to maybe start dating someone when they know that they're not really ready for that time yet, because they're actually close to that age where they want to, you would think that they're looking to settle down. So just so that it doesn't come off as though, oh, I'm dating you now, the reason will be that we're dating to get married, right? But that's not it for them. So instead, rather than be dating someone, they'd rather not date anybody right now because of the things that they're working on. I'm saying this because I also have my son. He's going to be 21 in December. Yeah. So he also said, because once in a while, I talk to them, I chat with them, and I'm like, okay, so you're in school now. So is there any girl in the? I'm like, well, you haven't told me there's any girl, anywhere. And he's like, nah, mom. I mean, what would I be dating for? I'm not ready for any of that. Like, I have to have a reason why I'm dating. And that reason will be, I'm not dating just for dating's sake. I'm dating for marriage, and I'm not ready for that. So there's no need for it. Right?
Yeah, but the thing is that's what I think I mentioned that before. The reason why it's the way it is. I would rather whoever it is, whether it's a man or woman, not date at all. I think the problem I have, if you know that you're not ready emotionally or financially, do not date. Be single. Well, my problem is that a lot of men and women, I'm not just going to make it just about men, have no intention for various reasons why they are not ready to be married, whether it's financially or they're not ready maturely because of career. And you're still you're putting yourself out there. And the other person that sees you on an app or meets you and you now, correspond, exchange numbers, thinks potentially until they speak to you. And obviously with time, you find out the person is not serious, but you've now wasted that person's time. If you are not ready to be married, I think, like Sister Yinka says, you should not be dating anyone. Just not waste anybody's time. And in terms of what Sister Dupe said, I respect what she's saying, but I just think personally, I have a real problem with someone where you're dating me and I'm hearing you're speaking to 5 or 6 different women. I will end it. I'd rather someone be focused on me first. If it doesn't work out, fine. But I have a real problem where you're swiping 5 or 6 other women. I don't think you're a person that is intentional. I understand it's the recipe for 2025, but when I was dating, the time, I still have that kind of novelty. Every time I think about when I dated at 18, I have this smile on my face. Those were the good old days where people were very, very intentional, as young as we were. I just think that it's too much of a transaction where you've got my number and you've got 10 other women. I think, to me, that's too transactional. And I personally wouldn't want to date someone that has 10 other women's number.
But I also want to I also want you to keep in mind that what you're saying right now about the men or the women having potential, other people that they're dating, it's not a problem of 2025. It's always been there.
True.
And actually, it would have actually been worse back then if they had access to cell phones and all of these gadgets. Because look, we're talking about 20, 25 years ago. You get what I mean? Imagine the things that these guys and these ladies used to do, and they didn't have access to like cell phones and all these gadgets and all this, computers that we have now. So if they had it then, it would actually be worse than 2025.
I don't agree, because I just think that I've been every single guy, and don't start making out that I'm some kind of person. I had a few boyfriends, let's just be real. But I was lucky in my experience. Every single boyfriend I had was intentional. It just broke up. We broke up for various reasons. But I'm going to say this now. When I dated, every single relationship I had, there was intentions to get married. Things did not work out. In 2025 now, for me, a lot of people are going into relationships and they're not intentional. So I agree. I personally disagree with you that if they had cell phones now, there would be this transactional situationship. I don't agree. I think back in the day, love was love. You had the SWV, you had the Mary J. Blighs, and everybody was in love with love. It's a different landscape now.
Yeah, the Mary J. But remember, the Mary J. Blige was.
I know her love life was messy. I get it, but I'm just saying.
No. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the music that you like. The one guy is playing that same track for 5, 6 women on the same CD that you're listening to. I'm just trying to say that this problem that is now just didn't start now. It's always been.
Yeah, probably. But in
Abby, can we get another perspective, please?
Sorry,
yeah. Can I just say that again? I'm going to only speak from a reasonable Gen Z standpoint. I feel like with the dating thing, I hear what first thing says. Let me address what Sis Dupsy Thought said. I don't think it's advisable to focus on one person in dating today. Dating is a marathon, not a sprint. Times have changed. I agree with Honey Babe, where my preference would be I talk to this guy, whatever, and we either get along or do not, right? But my issue here is it's no longer feasible, even for my own sake. I've realized that I want to even have something to compare to. And this is coming from someone who has tried to be fair, my dating life has been very simple. I've had 2 long-term relationships, literally. The guy I dated throughout uni was single for a year and a half, and then the guy that everybody knows, we've spoken about him, that I was engaged to 4 years. Literally, how old am I, right? So I feel like I've dated those 2 people solidly, and then I've spoken to people here and there, and I just never ended up dating them. So for me, those 2 people, it was very simple. I met you at uni, we liked each other, boom. The second guy was actually introduced to me. Someone told him about me, and then he pursued me. So I've had very simple situations where people were very focused on me. However, now that I'm dating, I'm even realizing that I actually want to be able to compare these guys and let the best man win. It is even for my own good. Forget them for a sec. Remember that I'm even, in a sense, being selfish, where I found that I can't actually really figure out what is on the market when I'm not a serial dater with someone who has come out from a long-term relationship where she's going to get married. Let them do what they have to do. I don't have to say to anybody that, oh, I'm dating 10 other men. No, it's not your business, and it's also not my business. The only thing is that me, which I've discussed with the sisters before, I've also made a decision about what I want to do with my body. when it comes to bedroom situations as well. So we don't also have to, it's very important that we don't confuse talking to people and going out with people with even bedmatics or whatever happens in the bedroom. Because for me, like I said to the sister in one of our meetings, I've decided that for clarity, I no longer want to include that in my relationships. Moving forward, being there, done that, it is not necessary. At least not in the first couple months, right? That is that. So I think it's personally, I think it's important to be able to compare. And then to say what Sisi is saying, and Yinka, the problem is most of them don't say that. They just sell you dreams and waste ladies' time. And Yinka, this is the problem I have with people. Again, my own point of view, if things were normal, I would have preferred the system where we could be at uni together, we could be talking, and we could be willing to build to wherever we want to get to. Under normal circumstances, I promise you that is what I would prefer. I would prefer to meet a young man and build with him. It's just that most of the time women end up losing. Right? That's the reason why we no longer do it anymore. It is scary to build with a man. The man will not decide that, in 5 years' time, I don't really like you anymore. Or you will not find out on Instagram that he's marrying someone that introduced to you as his older sister. It's crazy. So being there, done that, and I realized that it's not worth it anymore, right? So Sisi, I realized that it's not worth it anymore. So for me, the issue I have with a lot of these men and their situationship is that they're always just, tell you dreams. It's a case of, I'm not ready now, but I love you. It's definitely going to be you, just not now, just not now. And quite frankly, I'm not going to lie. Again, speaking from a responsible, I know men are different from women. Speaking from a responsible Gen Z standpoint, I would rather not be in a relationship, do anything with anybody, than just be with somebody just because there are repercussions of being in a relationship. There are repercussions of sex, and that's why I don't believe in casual sex. I don't believe in casual, because there's repercussions of it. Example, pregnancy. Example, like, I would rather I was doing that with someone that I think is worth it, just in case. Not that even if you plan everything well, things might not go wrong. That's not my point. But at least you've done your own part. So when it even comes to relationships and stuff, situationship, I don't understand the concept of situationship, because I'm giving you time, giving you energy. Maybe I'm remembering your birthday. The problem with situationships is that they're very much different from relationships. They are not. You're doing everything relationship people, probably even marriage people, are doing, except the tag and the commitments. Is it not madness? So for me, there's no reason for me to be committing time. On Saturday, I'll carry my bag. I'm going to your house. And I don't know what you are to me. Maybe all this cooking now, I'll not say, oh, me that I like to bake. I'll not come and bake you cake, bake you meat pie. And I don't know what you are to me. I can't even proudly tell my friends, can't proudly tell my uncles, my aunties, my dad about you, because we are nothing. What are we? I can't really explain it. So what really is the benefit of a situationship besides sex? And why is sex that important? For me to give away all of this goodness for nothing in return, or potentially nothing in return? That's my issue with the situationship thing, where I'm not ready for marriage. If you're not ready for marriage, focus on your career. If you see any girls that are interested in one night stand or whatever, do that. Just make sure you're protecting yourself. But don't pin one girl down for 2 years in the name of one day I may choose you or not. I don't agree with that. That's the problem I have with all these. I'm not ready. I'm not where I want to be in my career. Focus on your career then. So that's what I have to say.
Ooh, felt that passion.
This way you screamed. Why did you scream that time? What did I say? What did I say that made you scream?
I said, if you see them on Instagram marrying the friend that they introduced to you, I said, damn, shots fired. Those that get it, get it. Those that don't. Inside, Abby was spraying bullets.
She sprayed me as well. You sprayed me, Abby.
No, but you're right. Situationship thing, I don't know. I don't get it, to be honest. Yeah. And I feel like nowadays, there are too many gray areas. Like I said, it's not even the color is not even gray anymore. Even though, Auntie Inka, you're saying that, men have always been playing the game. It's true. Women have always been serial dating. It's true. But I think now it's just too...
Sorry, Sisi. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Uncle Ben, welcome, sir.
Welcome, Uncle Ben.
Welcome, Uncle Ben. We need you here. Thank you for calling in.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I feel like sorry, what was I saying now? I've lost my train of thought. Nowadays, even though those things are happening, I feel like nowadays, because of social media, technology, things are just out there in the open. You will be able to see that your man is liking another woman's picture. He'll be liking pictures, like we've had this conversation before, Abby. People will be liking his pictures boldly, right? He'll be interacting, or he'll be talking to other women. He'll be telling you, somebody could see him out on, I don't know, you can see the person on Snapchat in a party. You'll see him on a date with another. It's just more in the open now. It's not really covert anymore. It's very, very in the open. So I think it's completely different how people deal with that type of dating nowadays, even though it's been happening in the past. Uncle Ben, what do you have to contribute?
Wait, before Uncle Ben contributes.
Oh, wow. Zeno, thank you, sis.
These are a Bora trip, eh? Hey!
Oh,
the money
People are
is
going to tell us
the
the
money's
real fact.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Zeno.
Zeno.
Thank you, Zeno. Love you. Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry. I don't know what you were saying. Oh, you were saying Uncle Ben, right? Uncle Ben, what does Uncle Ben have to say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, guys. Hello,
Hi,
ladies.
Uncle Ben.
Hey, Uncle
Uncle
Ben.
Ben, sorry, do you mind me reading comments before you go ahead, sir? Please.
Yes, man. I don't want you to spray me bullet. Go ahead.
She would have come down by then.
I'm calm. Oh. I'm just tired. Everyday situationship. What's wrong with you? What do you want? Let's just see how it goes. As a man, why don't you know what you want? Anyway,
You should.
sorry. Let's just see how it goes. Anyway, Misty said, I wish we could have a male perspective on this conversation today. Well, Uncle Ben is here, and hopefully somebody else, I don't know, Uncle Patrick, somebody, Uncle
I think I
Dayo.
saw Luke on the other platform. Maybe I'm confused with all the platforms that are running. But Luke, drop your comments, sir.
Yeah, I think he keeps going back and forth, both of them. Okay, Misty says, back in the day, we also had players. My cousins were slightly older than me, but dated more than 2 girls and felt cool about it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Chinye says, oh, I need to go to the other platform and look for comments too. Sister Chinye says, house parties were the best. Misty replies saying, those house parties were at daytime, but by 6 p.m. you are at home, cleaned up like nothing happened. Uncle Ben says the boys nowadays don't want to date because the girls are wild. Uncle Ben, if I start. Uncle Ben. His assist says, let the best man. Absolutely. I always say serial date, or don't be confused. I'm not saying sleep around. That's the thing. A lot of people assume that you're going to sleep around, but no. You're just getting to know people. And like I said, the best man will win. Ashinku says men have been selling dreams forever, or it's not a new problem. Absolutely. I think Sister Natsu was agreeing that, STD, etc., if you go about just, going up and down. Sister Sue says situationship is all nonsense. Sorry. Sister Chinye replies, Sister Natsu saying, talking to different people to then make a choice on the number one to focus on is not an issue as long as you are not sleeping with them. However, some people will be sleeping with all of them. Then you even be more confused because that time you will pick by the best D. And then who are you doing? You are doing yourself.
Wala.
And see, then you will see if D will solve all your problems in life. Then, as you can say, guys have been pinning women down with lies. It's girls that have been helping women with their mouths. Absolutely. And then Sis Gypsy says, let me be vulnerable. All the men I have dated were marriage minded. However, when I look back, they were always open minded and kept their options. My mistake was I wasn't open. I agree. That's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? Let me just say something, because you know that I even just realized that all the men that tried to talk to me while I was dating my ex, right? All of them, they're married. As some of them pursued me, even knowing that I was with somebody that I was flaunting, right? They were so sure. And it's mad because I'm not saying that they would have married me, but I'm just realizing that they were about that life. That is what they wanted. They were not about the life of playing games. And most of them were significantly older than myself, 5-7 years. So I think a lot of them, I knew them as master students when I was in an undergrad student.
Abby, hold on. Significantly older, 5-7 years.
5-6 years. Kilo day. How much? Not
Not
the gift that now.
I'm saying by Abby standards now, because you know them, you know where I'm at with the age thing. So they were really, really, really on my case, even knowing that I was, I remember one even saying to me, "This guy is not serious. I'm serious." And it's mad because a lot of these guys that have seriously wanted to speak to me in the last, let's say, 5 years of my life, all of them, one of them just got married last weekend. I'm just looking at myself like, Abby, maybe we are the problem because you are not choosing these men correctly. But that's by the way. I digress. Auntie Grace said, let them have an ear, let them heal. Abby, period, love. Thanks, Auntie Grace. Please stay single. Stop looking for a relationship when you are ready for marriage. And then Cece said, very true, Abby. I don't know what that is. So I want to look for the comments on the vertical, if there's any. There isn't really. Okay, that's it. Uncle Ben, sorry, you can come in now. Uncle Ben. Our Bora
Hey,
Bora.
hello. Can you hear me?
We
Yes,
can
we
hear you.
Yes,
can.
we can.
All right. I hope it's not noisy though. I'm using my AirPods and the noise cancellation. I hope it's not noisy.
It sounded like you're in a rainforest or something. It's giving
Oh yeah. I'm
cricket
How
already
you
vibes.
on my
get?
way to Bora Bora. If that's what you mean, troublemaker. You want to throw shade at me? Okay, I'm ready. All right, all right. This is a ladies' show, so I guess I got to be a gentleman, right? And
As always.
can I represent the brotherhood?
We need
Go
them
for it.
here. Yep.
Are you
Go
representing
for it.
brotherhood in Gen X?
We didn't
Yeah,
reason.
I'm
What?
representing
Yeah,
brotherhood.
And
I'm
Uncle
you're
Ben,
also
I
representing
think
and
you
you're
got
also
kicked
brotherhood
out.
married.
in Gen X.
And you're also married
And
and you've not been dating for like 20 years.
does
See,
that mean
he's
I
stuck
don't know what's going on
in
into dating scene? Do you know maybe
1990.
I'm looking for
He's
my
stuck in
Regina?
1990.
What's wrong with
Uncle
you?
Ben.
Uncle
What
Ben,
if
don't
I'm
let us
looking for my
block you.
Regina?
Don't let us block you.
We'll disgrace you on this platform. Don't even go there.
Well, sisters. All right, basically, I heard what Honey Babe said, and I just wanted to I think Honey Babe talk about is it these boys not being serious or something. I forgot what she said now, but at that time a thought came to my mind. So I watched this video on Instagram. So this lady, I think she has a son. The son is 17 years old, and she asked her son, if you're gonna advise boys your age out there about dating, what would you say? So, 17-year-old boy, he was playing game, and the boy stopped playing the game, look at his mom, and he said, "Mom, is the camera looking at me right now?" And the mom said, "Yes." Then the boy said, "Boys, don't do it. Don't do it. Just focus. Focus on your life. Focus on your future." And it was so funny. Then when he was asked why why are you advising boys not to date girls now or something, and he's like, the girls out there, they are very wide, man. They are very wide. They come with a lot of troubles. It sounds funny. So I thought about it like a couple of hours. Then I'm like, okay, since this boy is 17 and I have a 17 years old daughter, I'm gonna ask my daughter the same question. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Yeah. So when my daughter came back from school, freshen up everything, usually once I'm off, she will give me like maybe 1 hour or something, and then she will start disturbing me. So when she came around, and I asked my daughter, I'm like, hey, Bibi, if you have to advise girls your age about boys, what would you tell them? BBC, Dad, you really don't want to know what I would say. And I'm like, I'm interested. That's why I'm asking you. What would you tell them? BBC, Dad, those boys out there now, they are crazy, very crazy. For me, I ain't had no time for no boy right now. I just want to face my study, do my business, and think about them later. Now, BB didn't know that I watched that video of a boy that she doesn't even know before I was asking her. So I laugh, she laughed, and I now add 1 plus 2, and I kind of realize that something is seriously broken in this modern dating world. Something is broken. If at age 17, a boy and a girl who don't live in the same city, they don't know each other, in different household, they were asked the same question, and their response is, no, don't do it. You can't trust these guys. They're not serious. They're this, they're that. I'm wondering, what experience have they had? What is happening in their generation that between the ages of 14 all the way to 17, it's like they're already fed up. They're
Mm.
already fed up dealing with each other. I don't know if you guys get the picture I'm painting here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they already got to a place where they feel like, no, 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 no. The dating scene is corrupt, it's difficult, it's not okay. So as a parent, that got me worried, like, what exactly could be the problem? So I tried to look inward. My daughter, she has been a very, very decent girl, even though her own wahala is either she's disturbing me or doing her thing like girls. Normal, she doesn't do anything outside her age range. And I know one time one boy find out come to her house when she was having her birthday and brought flower. I think her 50th birthday. Since then, I've never seen her like messing around with boys or bringing boys or something. So I know my daughter is a good girl, but at the same time, she has friends. She's going to school, all those things. So I'm wondering, what experience can this girl have heard that made her feel like, you know what, Dad, I don't have time for this. I just want to face my study. I want to do my business. I'll think about them later. And this same boy that I get to watch his video on Instagram, 17 years old, he's saying he's gonna be focused, he don't want to deal with these girls or something. So I kept asking what could be the problem. Then it now dawned on me like, oh, social media. Definitely this is coming from social media. These young folks have been loaded with so much toxic content on relationship that it's like they're probably seeing themselves in this relationship that people are narrating on social media. Now, in their own little world, at least they will be having boyfriend, girlfriend. You know how you do it when you are in high school and all of that. So maybe they'll be seeing some distrust, some betrayal, some lying, some all those damn things. So I was worried like it's like we the adults we have already corrupt the dating thing. So that's why I just wanted to ask you, the TSE, what exactly could make teenagers, minor, that's how we can call them, what could make them be so apprehensive of the dating scene? That's just my question. Thanks for having me. Can I wait for my
Thank
answer, or I should just carry my load, they run, they go?
You can wait for your answer.
you. You can wait.
Teenagers and minors shouldn't be dating. That's just me. My daughter has been in the chat. She wasn't dating anybody as a teenager. Teenager. As in 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What are you thinking about dating? You can have friends as your boys as friends, but dating, that you shouldn't have any interest in dating. I'm sorry. That was not something that happened in my household. So I can't advise. I'm not the Regina mom people. So I can't
Okay.
advise on those ones. My teenagers don't date.
And I wanted to say
Focus on
something
your
about
books.
Uncle Ben. So for us in our own home, you're not allowed to date until you're getting ready to leave high school, which is when you're actually getting ready for prom. So none of my boys, at least, well, I have a 15-year-old now. He hasn't told me anything, but he knows the rule. But we don't hide anything from each other. I want to believe that they're sharing with me. But I know the two older boys, they used to have friends come to the house. They always had house parties. Our house was the house for everybody, all their teenagers, all their teenage friends from school. But once they were getting ready for prom, you know, still it wasn't like they really wanted a girlfriend, or maybe they were, because it was like a rite of passing to have a girlfriend, right? One of them had a girlfriend, the one's about to be 21 now. The other one actually went to prom by himself. He said no, he's not ready for it, and he still didn't have one. So that's just to say that I don't even know what to say about that, because I don't know how I would advise a teenager about dating, but I know how it is crazy now, but I think it's all because of the toxic things that they consume online and in school, and that will be us as a parent to have to handle that with our child. If it's something that you allow in your home, but for us, it was not something that we. I mean, we had a clear rule on that one.
Okay, now maybe if I can make it clearer, when I
Mm.
say dating, not in the way I look at it, not in the Western world crazy one where they start going to restaurant, going out late night or night or wherever. No, I'm talking in terms of already, even right now, they might not say they are dating or something, but I think they have girlfriend, boyfriend or something like it used to be. Maybe they're just not doing the do. So that's what I'm saying. But it's not the dating where you come and pick a girl, you go out, you go spend from 6 p.m., you are there all the way to 10 p.m., 11 p.m. That's not the one I'm talking about. In terms of, okay, friendship, kind of boyfriend, girlfriend thing, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, honey babe, what do you think? Yeah, I don't really, you know.
I dated when I was 18. I think I was 18 and a half. As I said before, I met my boyfriend when I was doing my A levels. I was living with my parents, so it was just, for us, it was just sweet love. We met during the day. I met him at college. I dated him for almost, well, till I was almost 25, 26. So it was a very long-term relationship. It really depends on the parent. I think my mum knew I was very focused on my studies. So for her, she knew the type of person that I was. And I think it didn't distract me from my own studies. Like I said, I've had a very different upbringing to a lot of people. So for me, it was just normal to have a boyfriend at 18, 19, especially when I was doing my A levels. Obviously he came to the house, they got to know him. And so it was a case where there was curfew. I couldn't be home any later than maybe 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Most of the times when I did meet him, we were in college together, he would walk me home, and that was the end of it. So there was no late nights. There was no going to parties until I was almost like maybe 19 when I finished I think when I was in the middle, because I had to retake one of my GCSEs. So I didn't go to uni until I was almost, say, 18 and a half, nearly 19. And then obviously I went to uni and we still were dating. So it really depends on the parents. I know that I was brought up very differently to a lot of people. So my parents obviously trusted me a lot because I was very focused on my studies. So that's all I can say. At the same time, I've got boys and I wouldn't encourage them dating. So I'm a hypocrite, I suppose. I wouldn't encourage dating until probably, I think for me, once they're 18, 19, my son is taller than me. I think once you have conversations with your children, and I've always made it that there's no compromise when it comes to school. You do your homework. He's 13 now, and you do your homework, you do everything. So for me, once they're 18, 19, they finish their GCSEs, they're doing A levels. And my son is not, is obviously doesn't even talk about girls 13, 14. He's very much about his studies, even though we fight about it every day. If he was to say to me he's interested in a girl, I would have a concern. But if I saw that he was focused on his studies and he's 18, 19, I can't really, what am I going to do? Start telling him no. Once he leaves the house and, he could be meeting someone in college, I'm not that type of person. I'm going to be screaming and shouting and just acting crazy. I can only advise my son, but the focus would be on his academics, 18, 19. And if he wants to be friends with a girl and date, as long as it's under, as long as I'm observing everything, I'm seeing who the person is within reason, I would probably allow it. I would rather he brings the girl home than him doing it in her house, or he's doing it in someone else's house. So I would rather be seeing and overseeing what's happening. So 18, 19, I would encourage him to bring the girl home. Let me see her. Let me let me find out what the girl is about, rather than doing what most Nigerian parents do. No, never, ever. And then you now see them doing it outside and you've got no control. So that's just my take.
Okay, so I wanted to just say something real quick about dating, right? I know that in this day and age, it's like there are different definitions for dating. So I wanted to make it clear. For us, dating is you're exclusive with that person. You're only with that one person. You're talking to that person as a girlfriend or as a boyfriend. That's how we raise our boys. So if you say you're dating someone, you cannot be telling me that you're dating someone. It's just talking stage, and then you're talking to another one talking stage and talking stage. Talking stage. Why? You cannot make your decision if you're ready. If you like the girl, you're young, you guys get to know each other, go for coffee, talk. When you're on campus, read together, go to the library together, do things together. And if you say that what you're seeing is not something you like, even though I expect that you would have actually watched this person, see how they do things before you even start talking to them when you get to that talking stage. I personally don't believe in having plenty talking stages. Talk to one. You should be able to figure out by second talking time, the second time you're talking to this person, if this person is someone that can even fit in the vision that you have for yourself. If it's not going to work, let it go. Because how long are you going to hold a talking stage? 1 month, you're going on a talking stage with someone, you're going out dating the person, you're going for dinner. Then another one, next month, you're going with another guy. Then next month, you're going with another one. Come on. That's 3 guys, 3 months, talking stage.
Sister Yinka, Sister Inko, I'm just going. In my experience, I did everything that you said. He used to wait for me after my lectures. We dated up until I was 25. So he used, when I was in university, he would come and visit me. Because I went to Goldsmiths, which is in New Cross. So we did waiting for each other after lectures. We did most of the time going to lunch together in the canteen. We did all of that, and it was at that time between 18, 19, 20, it was very much getting to know each other. Even if I wasn't dating him, we were in the same groups. We was in the same groups. So that was the reason how we gravitated from being friends. He collected my number until we started dating. So it was a natural transition. And in that one, it was a case where my parents were very open compared to a lot of Nigerian parents. But I was very focused on my studies because I knew that I wanted to go to uni and I knew what I wanted. And obviously, he was focused as well. He ended up being an accountant. And we're not together now, obviously, but he ended up being an accountant, doing his ACCA and everything. But what I'm saying is that he used to come to my house, and I think what was kind of put my parents at rest was that they knew who I was dating. He came to the house a lot. My dad was always talking to him, finding out what is it that you like about my daughter, just always talking, finding out. And the thing is, I'm a very stubborn person, and if my parents had shut me down, I would have still ended up dating him, but I would have done it behind their back and being quite open. So it's better for them to have been open. I probably didn't like it, but I like that they were open to me just to make sure I was safe and for them to know who I was dating. I think it's being smart in parenting. It doesn't always go the way you want. Some children like me are very rebellious and will still do what you don't want. So it's better that you just allow it so that you can see what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I encourage that if they're of the age where you feel like they're allowed to date, because at the end of the day, you're still the parent and you still have to call the shots. You just figure out how it works, how it works for your child, depending on who the child is. But I definitely do encourage allowing your teenagers or your younger ones that are of dating age to be able to bring whoever they're dating home. Actually, put an interest in knowing who that person is. It helps a lot.
Um,
Okay, can I,
I don't know
Uncle?
if
We have
oh, sorry, ma.
Uncle Dayo here.
Oh, great.
So I would like for Uncle Dayo to talk before we go back again around, please. Thank you, Uncle Dayo. Welcome, sir. Happy.
Thank you, Abby. I really
Welcome,
appreciate.
Uncle Dayo.
Good evening, Sister Lee. Good evening, Sisi. Good evening, Honey Babe. Good evening, Sister
Good
Yinka.
evening.
Good
Good evening,
evening,
Happy. Good
sir.
evening, everybody in the
Good evening,
platform.
sir.
Sister Shinye, everybody. I truly salute to. I'm my dear brother, Brown Sugar. You're welcome. Um, I just want to say one thing, please, because I may be a little bit conservative because I'm an old school. However, I want us to kind of make a demarcation here because when we are talking about dating and then we are like lumping both girls and boys together, are we saying the same age that is good for a girl to date is the same age that is good for a guy to date? That's number one question. Number two, if you say age 18 and 19 is okay for dating, a boy of 19, except he's having a side hustle, he's still collecting pocket money from the father. Will he be dating on that pocket money? That's the question. Number three, what is the essence of dating? Being a conservative guy like me, I believe dating is something that should be done pre courtship and eventually marriage. But if you just see dating as a social event that because they are now of age, as in of, of age, I mean as in bracket 18, 19, they can date, they can and then I can bet you at that age of 18, 19,
Came to
either boy
London and he
or girl, I don't think
decided
any one of them will be ready for marriage yet. If you're not ready for marriage yet, why are you dating? That's my third question. Because all these things we have to put them in a perspective. Now, why I said I'm a kind of a conservative person is that during our own time, you're only allowed to date when you're ready for marriage. Dating is not something that you just do as a social swing. Something that okay, people are doing it, let me to just do it. That's why we have a lot of promiscuity going on among the youth. Because when you're not ready for something, why are you going about with it? Because you cannot tell me that 18-year-old, 19-year-old boy or girl is ready for marriage, so they should date. Because yes, some of us may be lucky to have people in our time, maybe like Sister Yinka, I mean, is it Honey Babe? Even Sister Yinka to said the same thing. They started early and they were able to hold it up for so many years before they like actually got into it. Fine. But that generation is gone. No. This present generation that we have now, if you push that narrative, God forbid, a lot of things may go wrong. Because this generation is a generation of practicality. They want to try out everything. They are growing so fast, they are learning so fast, and they're like experimenting so fast. I would rather prefer a situation whereby we encourage them to wait for it. When they are getting ready or when they're ready for it, they can go into it. Because going into it early without having a focus as per okay, I'm not going to marry in the next 5 years, but I want to start dating now, create room for a lot of issues along the way. Because what will you be doing with the guy for the next 3, 4, 5 years? You'll be going out, taking you out, bring you back home. Of course, you'll be engaging in so many things that may eventually lead to see finish. Our Nigerian people will know what is called see finish because by the time both of you have been here and there, been that, done that, at the end of the day, both of you move on to the next person. So these three questions that I asked, please, I would like the sisters to please clarify it for me. Should the boys and the girls be allowed to be dating at the same time, saying that when the boy will be ready, when the girl will be ready, the boy may not be ready? That's number one. Number two, why? And then I asked, will he be dating with his pocket money because he's not working yet? Then why dating when you're not ready for marriage? So because to me, I don't know, it looks somehow odd. Thank you.
Please, can I give my Gen Z perspective? I feel like my issue. God, I beg. Okay, let me compose myself. I feel like I agree that there's no real reason dating anybody in secondary school. There's no real reason dating anybody in secondary school because what is the aim? Most of the time as well. Anyway, in my experience in secondary school, everybody's going somewhere else. There's most likely no future in most situations. After secondary school, you are going to University of Lagos, another person is going to University of Ibadan, another person is going to Canada, another person is going to London, another person is going to America. Do you understand? Like where what is going to happen, right? So I personally don't agree. There's no real future, there's no real reason to date in secondary school. However, it also depends on the trajectory of the child. And I'm thinking about myself where I was at uni at 17. That meant that everybody around me was at least 18, 19, and people were dating. Same thing in secondary school. I was significantly younger than most people. I was 3 years behind my mates at school because I was in secondary school from like 8 years old. So I remember that socially I was not on their level because again, I'm a military child, man's child. It also means a certain level of sheltering and instructions and that sort of thing. So there's so many things that add to how fast in quotes a child grows. Now in secondary school, did I have boys that liked me? Absolutely. Did I even have boys that liked me for the wrong reasons, like homework? Yes, I did. I remember one boy that liked me even up until A levels here in the UK. I had boys that liked me because they thought that they had a better chance of getting their coursework and homework done because I was a smart kid. So people are going to like you for the wrong reasons, but I never forget that in secondary school, mind you, I finished secondary school before 14. People were already talking about nonsense. Like the very first time I heard about even things like abortion with hunger, all those kind of nonsense that they talk about in Nigerian secondary schools, especially boarding school, those things were happening already. People were talking about it, all sorts of stories. So my point is that kids were going to talk. Now I can imagine that is even worse because we have even way more access, unlimited access to the internet. But back in the day, people were already talking about PORN. Boys were already talking about so many things. Children were already being caught at the back of class by teachers. And I went to military school for my first 3 years. So the soldiers were not finding it funny with a lot of people. The punishment they would get at that time. So I said this to say that I think that when parents talk, they need to remember that they were once kids. And what were you doing when you were a kid, especially the men? Because everything Uncle Dayo is saying is amazing from a dad's perspective. But Uncle Dayo, what were you doing as a boy at that age? Uncle Ben, were you not talking to girls at that age? Do you understand? So these are the issues. So I think that, in my opinion, it is better to teach people or girls specifically, for instance, what they deserve. It's important to teach boys how to make sure that they're having safe sex and things like this, and just hope that all of your morals and values that you instill in them, they actually stick to it, right? Because that's one of the issues I have a lot of parents is that all of a sudden you have amnesia. You were no better off as a child. You probably even did worse than your own children, right? So you just need to make sure that you're guiding them and they're doing the wrong, in quotes, by your standards in the best way possible. Now, everybody starts to date at uni. My first boyfriend was at 18 at university, but it's that sort of environment. And now that I'm older, would I have dated that guy? Probably not. But do you know what I also realize about all of these things is that all these things are important for character development. Oh, you need those experiences. It might not make sense to a parent, and if parents had to choose, they would choose your boyfriend for you. They will shelter you. But what can you do? Your daughter needs to cry at 18, at 19 that the boy that she likes doesn't like her back and likes some other girl, and they become silent rivals. All those things are needed for character development. I don't think that parents need to overthink it. You just need to guide them because at some point, my mom realized that she had to talk to me. I never forget. This is very funny. I was so ill at uni. My mom called me. My mom, you know, what my mom said. My mom said, "Abby, for those that understand Igbo, idime, idime, idime is, are you pregnant?" This woman sounded like she was under the table asking me, as if to say her father must not hear this question. that kind of thing. And I'm like, Mom, what are you talking about? I'm not even having sex. And that moment of her being scared was what brought about that conversation about, I know I can't control you, but please, at the very least, make sure that you're staying safe. Make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that. But most especially, I would encourage you to actually not have sex until marriage. Because Nigerian mother doesn't add that part. Is she a Nigerian mother? No, she's not. But at least she told me that she understands that these things might happen. But please ensure that this is what you do, this is what you do. Your education is most important. Real life conversations. Because even she met my father when she was what? 20. And she used to go and visit my father all the way from Asaba, Kaduna. What were they doing in Kaduna? What were they doing? My father might hear me, but what were they doing in Kaduna? Were they just holding hands? So everybody knows the trajectory of these things, and I think that parents need to be more realistic. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, may I say something?
A
Go ahead.
house. Who do we have? Zeno. Yes, go ahead, ma. Go ahead and sing.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to respond to Uncle Daya first. I can't even remember the first question now because I didn't write it down. Okay, but I wanted to talk about the dating and as far as the age. Okay, talking about the boys, like, do they date on your money? Okay, so we are in the US. My boy started working at the age of 16. They've been having, small job. The only reason why they have that work is because they do well at school. Because we don't need the money if they don't even have to work until they graduate college. But it's part of how we have chosen to allow them to make some money on the side as long as your grades are on point. That's an extra point for you to be able to make money on the side, and you get to, and we still even monitor how they spend the money. So if they're like now, if they're going on a date, that's the 21-year-old, the one that's 21, about to be 21 next month. If he were going out on a date, he's never going to be asking me for money. He's going to go out on a date with his girlfriend, if he has one, with his own money, not from my pockets. That's one. Number two, I just want us to be real about how the society is. It's not even now. It's been since, I mean, I can't remember, what year did I graduate high school? 96? I can't remember now. So, I mean, then I still have classmates that were dating boyfriend, girlfriend. It is nothing new. One thing I do know though is that parents try to act like their children are innocent and they don't know what their children are doing. We know that these children are doing different things. So, but we as parents chose it from the time that we started when our children were of age for us to be talking to them about relationships. We talk to them about, you need to keep your grades up. School is number one, the importance of school. We tell them about relationships. Why you're dating, if you even decide to date, this is the age you are allowed to date. There's no compromise on that one. There's no compromise on that one at all. Because if we sense it that you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, like that is dating outside of our approval, there's so many privileges that you already have right now that you will not have anymore, e.g., driving. Those are the things, right? So we as parents took it upon ourselves to put that in place. But then also giving the leeway where they're able to bring their friends over, they have all their friends around, we're able to still see them and they still do their thing, right? But then we give the age which we say, at this age, I think we're okay. We believe that we've raised you well enough to know if you decide to date someone, the kind of person you should be looking for, right? So at the age which is about to leave high school into college, which is about 17, 18. Yeah, if you see someone, a girl that you like, and I'm saying this because I met my now husband, when I was 18, and we didn't get married until 24. So if I had a daughter and she was 18 and she wanted to date someone, why would I tell her not to date someone at 18 when I did that to her father? You get what I mean? Like, I try to be real. But then the way you raise your child is the things that you begin to tell them, and how to handle the relationship if they were dating someone. But I'm not going to act as though, oh, you can't be with anybody, you can't date anybody until what? You are 23, 24. Then they finish college. But then when they finish, you now expect them to get married the following month. But all this while, you've been hammering them. You didn't let them date too. So I just want us to just make that clear that, it depends on the child that you have. You set the boundaries, and the teachings that you give them along the way will be how they will handle the relationship that they get into. But making it seem as though you cannot allow them date, they cannot date because they're not working, because they are children or they are teenagers. Please, if you don't allow them, they'll still do behind your back. So do it in a way that you still have control of the situation and you're teaching them. Dating does not include having sex, right? And then even if it does that, you teach them the things that they need to do to protect themselves. We're not going to be acting like we don't know what is going on in this day and age. It's just not now. It's been happening forever. So if you know that you don't want to lose, your child in this whole process, you do it right, and let's just be truthful with them. Let's not go back to the age of, oh, the man will touch you and you get pregnant. No. Please say it the way it is, and let it be dealt with. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say on that. But I also wanted to, as soon as we're done with this, we need to go back to the actual adults that are dating for marriage, because I think that's where this discussion was, and we kind of went to like teenagers, younger ones. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I need to do now is that first things first, Uncle Dayo needs to quickly answer the question, and then Zeno would go next, and I still have a few contents to play.
Okay.
Because technically we should be leaving here in an hour, technically. So, okay, Uncle Dayo, can you please respond? What were you doing as a
Okay.
teenager?
Thank you very much, Abby. Thank you very much. As you said, I've once answered that question here before, but the thing is this: during our own time, when we were young, see, you don't just. It was not even dating. It's not dating because you cannot date anybody as at that time, because what you can only do is to have this secret affair. Once you have written your love letter, or once other ways you want to really approach the girl, and the girl has given you a consent, then you have to be spying out on each other. Maybe you see if you happen to be going to the same school, or maybe your school is not far from one another, you can be seeing each other after school, or walking each other home. But God help you, you cannot even go to the girl's house to go and see her as at that time, because the parent will be like, but we normally have this excuse of, oh, I want to borrow textbook, or maybe I want to give her a book. So with that, guys, we can come to the house. Oh, I want to see Mary. And the dad will be like, or the mom will be like, what for? Oh, I want to borrow a textbook, or maybe I want to come and give her a book that we discuss about. Okay, they will now call Mary. Mary too will now come. Okay, okay. Once you have done that, they will now at least causing the man that she will see you off. So from there, you will gist for about 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then she will go back up. That's our own kind of dating. But
Yeah.
when when it comes to the real nitty gritty of it, all that one is just kind of, I don't even know what to call it. I call it childish crush or something like that, because you like the person, just want to talk, you just want to play with the person, just want to be around the person. Nothing, both of you have nothing in mind yet. As you said, all those one, you've not even gone to the college yet, you've not even gone to the so-called university yet, so that one will still divide you. But when it comes, the reason why I raised that question was because um this generation now that we're talking about, they are too fast. They are too fast. All the things that we were doing when we were 20 something, they were already doing at the age of 13, 14. So th- there is no way to compare our generation with present generation here. Even those of you in the studio now, you cannot compare your dating experiences and your dating age with the people out there now, with the Gen Alpha, or with the one that are there now that are like teenagers, and this whatever, because their own is faster than yours. But what I want us to do is that as parents, we should be able to be open. As Stanika have said, we need to let them know, okay, we cannot stop you from doing these things, but be protected. These are the things that you must know. These are things that you must not do. And then one more thing that I really want us to like put in their minds is that we should let them know the consequences of whatever action they are taking. Number
Big
one,
one.
if you start early, yes, if you start early,
True. Mhm.
because we call it experimenting. If you start early, but okay, there was something that I just came across on social media this morning, and the lady was like, "Oh, I want to leave my marriage because my husband is not meeting up with my sexual needs." And the pastor was like, "Okay, your sexual
Nice
needs
by
as per
far. This is
your
Soul
own
Mama
standard
based
of
in
sexual
Stratford,
needs."
London.
You say what?
Nothing. Sorry, sir. Continue.
So, are you saying it's not meeting up to your own standard of sexual need as per your own standard, or as per what standard are we talking about? And the pastor was coming from the angle that you, as a lady, that you have been experienced in that area with so many men, because some people really have XCS 3 times in a day and they're used to it, and to them that's the standard. And if you carry that mentality into a marriage and a man is not meeting up with that standard, to you he's not meeting up with your needs. But is that the standard? So all these things comes from experiences that one has had prior to marriages. So all these things goes a long way in defining how the marriage will turn out to be. So we need to let them know all these consequences. Play safe, be accountable, and please, if you don't have a home, if you're not independent yet, don't even try it. Courtship, dating supposed to lead to courtship, and then courtship supposed to lead to marriage. That should be discipline. That should be the kind of a discipline that we should teach them. I said something on our show sometimes ago. I said, now we are having sex for pleasure, but sex was never meant for pleasure. It was meant for procreation. Now, dating tonight is not meant for pleasure, but dating is meant for marriage. So all these things we need to guard against as parents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is assuming everybody is Christian. Zeno, can you come in quickly, please, so we can move on to the next?
Sorry. Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to bust you guys' bubble real quick. And sorry, please, I come in peace. I don't have kids. However, I have served with teenagers from middle school, which is 6th grade, which is primary 1, I'm guessing in Nigeria, to like primary 6, for over 7 years. I just want to tell you people that the parenting that people were doing 5 years ago, it will not work for this generation, because the amount of things that I hear every day from children that age that they are doing. Me, I'm about to be 30. I have not done it. So I just want to let you know that all of the things that you think you are doing and putting in place is going to work, and it's covering them and whatnot. Just be praying that they are hearing you and God is helping you, because this generation is totally different. Uncle Dayo, all of your theories are like really nice in a perfect world, but we don't live in that world anymore. So if you are a parent and you're thinking all of those things are working and that's how you want to raise your children, I'm sorry to bust your bubble. Those children are being influenced in school and in churches more than you think. I have had to stop fight from primary 2 kids because this one started dating my boyfriend. That one started dating my boyfriend. And mind you, I'm only at church with them 2 hours on a Wednesday. So things are happening. It's not like they don't know what's right from wrong, but there's also a lot of peer pressure to do things just because they don't want to be the weird one now. They don't want to be bullied. So there's just so many aspects to this, and just saying you're not allowed to date at this time. Just when you're making your rules, I'm not saying any parent should not make their rules. Just when you're making the rules, explain to them why it is, and also try to build their self-esteem to know that they don't have to conform to the standards of their friends, or because you can also make your child a weirdo and then they get bullied because you're not explaining to them and they just say certain things and people, it just sticks. I don't know. My only advice is children this age are not the children from your generation. I don't try to parent people. I'm not saying you guys are, but just be open, have conversations, and when Gen Zs or whoever is telling you that this is not working, actually listen to them, because these children will open more to people that they think they're closer to their age because they think their parents are old-fashioned. And they are very crafty, extremely crafty. But that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Zeno. I'm going to play the next video. Okay, I'm going to play 2 at once, please.
Dating has become so hard in this new day and age. I'll go first. I think it's because someone has convinced men that they're the prize. So what they're now doing is giving women the bare minimum while still expecting the full package. Why do you
Absolutely.
Why are you on dating apps?
Oh, no one of these bedroom voice
If
people
you're
hate me.
married, why are you on dating apps? If you have a wife and kids and you're not separated or divorced, why are you looking for other women? That's cheating. I don't care.
Yeah.
But why did a lot of people do that and it doesn't make sense to me. You're just like keeping that person around. They say that men don't leave, like, let's say a marriage unless they already have some other lined up. So even if he's mentally checked out and he's done, he doesn't want what he has, supposedly majority won't leave until they already have somebody else lined up. So that's why they end up on pages like this, because mentally they're like, I don't want to be in this relationship, or I don't want to be in this marriage, but I don't have anything else lined up yet.
Amazing. I'm going to read the comments and we'll talk about that real quick. Okay, so starting with Misty, I think the dating rules are more relaxed on the boys and not the girls because we are worried about our daughters getting pregnant. Absolutely. Misty also says, Yinku, sis, you have made some very valid points, especially if they get into it. Use protection. I speak on that all the time. You have to give them options because their friends are giving them options. Chucky says parents back then were not too scared compared to now. Gypsy Thought says respectfully, Papi, your generation was doing things. Abi una no play daddy and mommy. Chucky, leave me alone. For every time Chucky calls my name, £100. Socially awkward. Yes, a lot of children are socially awkward rather than weirdos. And then Sis Gypsy says, Abby, no generation was a saint. There wasn't any record. Miss Type, I have gone home crying because I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Huh? I don't really understand what Zeno is saying there. Sisonia says, it's good for we parents to realize that time and season has changed. Have an open mind so they can be honest to you. Judgmental parents in their head only. Absolutely. CC is shouting, epidemic, 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 epidemic. CC, what is an epidemic? But anyway, should I replay the videos that let me just play this one again.
dating has become so hard in this new day and age? I'll go first. I think it's because someone has convinced men that they're the prize. So what they're now doing is giving women the bare minimum while still expecting the full package. Why?
Auntie Yinkers,
Mm-hmm.
please, from an adult only perspective, not teenagers, adults that are trying to get married within the next 2 years, what do you think is going on? Do you really think that men are out here giving the bare minimum while expecting women to give them the full package?
I wouldn't even lie to you. I honestly don't know. I just know one thing I know that goes across all generations, regardless of if you're married 20 years ago or you're dating and you divorced or now you're dating and all of that. If a man is into you and he wants you, he will chase you and not with the bare minimum. But if a man does not know what he wants, then he's not going to give his best because really he doesn't count you as a prize, right? So if a man is out there chasing the girl, chasing the woman, sorry, not girl. Now let's take it away from all those younger. If a man is chasing a woman and you want something substantial from that relationship, you will not give the bare minimum. So if there's anybody that's giving the bare minimum and you want a woman to be there with you and be in a relationship with you, and you're giving the bare minimum and you're not even married yet, no, there's no way. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work, but I don't really want to talk too much on the dating because I don't have that knowledge of what's really going on that deep right now. But one thing I know that goes across the board is if a man is into you, no matter if he's 70, 50, 20, If they want you, they will run for you. Like they will do anything to get you. They pretty much chase you. Even if they know you're with someone, they will still come for you. Even if you're pregnant and carrying someone else's child, they will still come for you. And that's not going to be someone giving you a bare minimum. So I would say if the man is giving you bare minimum, then he's really not into you. Period.
Period. Honey babe.
I second that. I mean, I think it's logical that if a man is interested in you, he will, like I said, make the effort. It's not 5%, it's not 10%. He'll be fully committed in chasing you if he's really interested in you. It's the ones that are not interested. Those are the ones that you can pretty much tell with their actions that they are not interested. They're not fully, you have this film called He's Not Into You. I think it was quite 10 years ago, and it was about a woman that didn't understand and read the room in the fact that this guy was never fully into her. And I think us as women, we need to really read the room. And if a man like Sister Yinka is chasing after you, moving heaven and earth to be with you and making a real effort, then yes, he's into you. Anyone that's giving you the bare minimum, just forget it and just move on.
Okay. Uncle Dayo.
Yes.
Did you hear the question?
Now,
Do you want me to
no, I got the question. The thing is this: if a man is into you, as Sisanika has said, if a man is into you, he will go all out for you. But what the lady said in that video that you played is what I want to talk about. She said, if a man may not want to give you his maximum, and he wants you to give him your maximum, so to say. But that thing is relative. What you consider to be maximum by yourself is maybe getting down with the guy. To you, that's you giving your full 100%. But for the guy, that may just be the barest minimum. Hello?
Yeah, but here.
Now, that may just be the barest minimum for the guy. So when you are thinking that he's not giving me, he's expecting me to give him 100%, but he's giving me 50%. How does that work? Then again, also on the reverse flip, what a man think is the maximum may just actually be the basic minimum for a girl. For a girl that okay, now I think I saw Tiwa Savage sometimes ago saying that she needs a man with a yacht, a man with this class, with this. Now, another that comes for you, thinking that taking care of you, giving you money to take care of yourself, buying you gifts, blah blah blah, is him giving you 100% and giving you his time. But to you, your mindset is like, no, this is what I consider to be 100% for myself. So that's why I said this thing is relative. But back to the question, when you are really talking about relationships, any man that is not giving you 100% in quote, because you can never know what is 100%, depends on every lady there. You should know that yes, it's really serious with you. And the one that is not that into you, it will show. You will not be able to meet up with all those. So that's what I've got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Dayo. Me, my own opinion, no. I don't think that men are out here asking women for anything. I don't think that there's men. I mean, there are. We're not talking about the weirdos that are broke and silly. But I think that most of the time, a lot of women are out here performing. They feel like to be chosen. They need to cook. They need to do this. They need to put their legs over their heads. I feel like women are the ones that are going out here being performative in an attempt to hopefully win, if that makes sense. That's what I think. So I think it's rare for a man to say, I'm not giving you anything, because a lot of men are also happy to receive the bare minimum. But I think it's women that always overcompensating. A man gives you the bare minimum. That's why I say this all the time, where I'm not here to say don't give a man anything. I'm here to say you need to reciprocate. So you don't start it. Let a man, because he's the one leading, let a man lead with all of these things, right? Let a man give you £1,000 and you give him 50p. Let a man fly you to Bora Bora for your birthday and then you take him to Peckham. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how it works. So yeah, Sissy, in my opinion.
I agree.
Sissy, you agree to take it to Bora Bora, you take it to Peckham.
Never. I've said it before. Broke people don't. I don't want to be catching. I don't want to get in trouble because some people are saying, "See." I've said it before. Broke people.
I think
relationships, please.
Yeah, I wanted to say something real. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead, ma.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to say something real quick about that. See, the usually the people that say, like she said, like the man wants the best from you and pretty much is giving bare minimum. And it hurt the people that say that, and it hurts them so bad that the man is giving them bare minimum, is because you're giving too much of yourself. So
Absolutely.
it's going to be hurting you because you're giving too much of yourself. But the truth and reality most of the time is that the man is not even asking for that. You're the one trying to play house when it's not time for you to play house. So if he's giving you what he's giving you, that may be his best. If he's not okay with you, drop it and go. Why are you there experiencing the bare minimum because you're giving your best? So at the end of
And
the
see,
day,
it's not even his best. He just doesn't like you like that. And now
yeah,
because
that's
you
what I'm
want to,
saying.
you are performing. No,
Mm-hmm.
you the energy a man brings. That's how it
Yeah.
works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can I say something? Because I think it's similar to what Sister Yinka says. I think most people that say that have this mindset, they have in their past relationships given way too much. Everything that Sister Yinka said and what Abby said. And that's the problem. You have to have a happy medium. And like I said for you, I agree with what Abby said, that women are very performative. We had this conversation before, Abby, where I said there's a lot of acting. There's a lot of acting when it comes to dating, which I agree with what you said. We had that understanding at the end of that conversation where you said something about, you're putting your best foot forward, you're showing your best side of yourself. And I was saying that to be authentic. And we went back and forth. And I think I agreed with your mindset. But I think the problem is that a lot of them are doing auditions in a sense that they're cooking, they're acting like the wife and basically auditioning for a role where they're having it when they're not even sure if they've got the role, because the man is just looking at you and may decide that, oh, you failed that audition, and then ends up marrying someone else. And I definitely agree that men that are not giving you 100% is because they're not into you. And that is just plain as that. And I think it's the case that once you realize that with the red flags, immediately you need to make a choice. Either you are willing to continue in that relationship and realize that you're never going to get 100% of that man, or you keep it moving.
Absolutely. Uncle Ben is going to scatter the table. Oh my God.
Abby, can you play that video, the last video, the video that I sent you? Then we can round up, because I need to address what Chuck is saying in the comments, and it relates to that video.
Yeah, I can just start Chucky's though. And because that last video is the last video because of the comments to remember. So if I play it now, then
okay.
so
Sorry.
Uncle Ben just finish. Yeah, Uncle Ben, I've started for you, sis, so I'll put it up. Yeah. Uncle
Okay. So we're talking about adults, right?
Yes, please.
Of course.
Okay. This one really hit home for me a little bit, and I think what Honey Babe said is actually what make it kind of different for me. The reason it's different for me is because even right now, I have 3 good friends, like solid friends who are single. Okay, one in Nigeria, two is here in US, one around me, another one is in another state, and they are aging. They are aging. They are not my age mate. Too. I senior them. The three of them, I senior them well. But the issues they are dealing with when it comes to this dating thing with adult, especially with women from age 30 all the way to 40, it's really crazy. So when Honey Babe mentioned bare minimum, uh he hit a note, that bare minimum, because it's actually one of the things that one of the guys complained bitterly about. The relationship don't scatter now anyway, but this bare minimum is not like the lady say he's doing bare minimum. It's just like it's like his best are not enough. If you know what I mean. So, and I know his financial status. It's not like maybe he's broke or something. He's not a millionaire yet, but he's still doing great. So I want to know what exactly constitute bare minimum to a lady, because I believe it's kind of relative. Then the second thing, I have a lot, but because of the time that you ladies have, unless you want to do part two, because these are really issues that people are dealing with right now, both men and women. So, but I don't want to waste your time. The second issue is I think I jotted down more than no verse. I did work, make I find out. Yes, the second issue is high expectations from women. From women. How can a 33 years old woman want a guy to do beyond what he can offer? Do this making, basically self, do this clearing 120K a year. 120K a year. Not to talk about some other runs here and there, crypto, business deal, and all of that. But because this 33 years old lady, she herself, she's well set up. Yeah, she's way there too. But she's been treating my guy like shit. And everything boils down to this high expectation. Oh, you want him to behave this way, some criticism here. uh I don't want to go into their business like that, but I do believe you understand what I'm saying now. At a point, spiritually grounded was another basic wahala. What does spiritually grounded has to do with a man with a pure heart, that you know everything about this dude point to the fact that this guy, he can never end up being terrible. Although we can't predict people, but so far so good. Eh? Then you move to waiting text me safe. Social, you are socially awkward. Yes, that's it now. I'm actually looking at my WhatsApp as we speak now. What do you mean? What do you mean socially awkward? People, it's not everybody that want to impress everybody when they go out.
You want the truth? She's not
not into him.
Not into him. Let
she's
it go.
not. There's no need forcing anything. She's not into him. Period.
Simple. It's not hard, Uncle Ben. It's not
I
hard.
don't think so, because when he backs away, she kept coming back, disturbing, and all of that. If he's not into him, why don't she just go? But anytime guy pulled back, here you are again. The drama is just too much. So
because she
I
hasn't
need
got
to
another
know
option.
what exactly
That's what
is
I wanted to
wrong
say.
with women.
Yeah, it's simple.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
my
want
take.
to get it.
Sorry, I feel like we need to go to the next video, because technically these questions that Uncle Ben has asked fall under the next video and the next couple conversations, which is also part of the end of the show in a sense.
Sure.
So I'm going to play the last video, and then it's going to compromise finance and the expectations, right, from a date, etc. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To the bus stop. You hear that sound there? You know what the sound was when you say I dropped her to the bus stop? That was all the moisture from every vagina in this room wicking away.
No, honestly, the vibe was just cold after. It was super cold.
Yeah,
it was.
Really? I mean, I want to hear from her. Shayla? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know if you remember Levi.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Took you to Nando's, split the bill, dropped you at the bus stop. Yeah, so it's not a rom-com, is it?
He dropped me to the bus stop and literally I felt like I could hear the skid marks of the car going skoo as soon as he dropped me.
Why didn't you drop her home? A gentleman would drop her home.
You didn't want me to drop you home.
No, I did. Because after the stint of you making me pay you back, transfer you the money to your account, I thought the
You
least
made
you
her
could do
transfer
was...
the money?
Yes.
Oh, man.
He wouldn't leave until I transferred it.
But you only went out with him because he pestered you, right?
Yeah, because I thought I might as well go. He might be okay. And he was a bit charming, so I thought, you know, why not? And then when he started getting out the notepad and his phone calculator...
He got out his phone calculator?
Yeah, and he had a pen and paper notepad, and he literally slipped it over to me and goes, that's your half, by the way, can you transfer it to me?
Okay, so these questions that Uncle Ben, I'm going to read a few comments that I starred. And then Cece, if you can just lead the conversation, I will go on to the rest of the sisters and Uncle Daya and Uncle Ben again, right? So Cece first of all says broke people shouldn't be dating. And then Misty says broke people have suffered. And then Cece replies my comment.
Man, I know this, I beg.
Uncle Ben, what is it now? And then Cece replies, Abby, I have always said this. Broke people have no business dating. Focus on finding work, please. Being in a relationship requires money, even as a teen or young person. Chucky then says, ladies calling dudes broke sound like they were broke from their upbringing. Sick of it. Abby, have you considered if a man is giving you Bora Bora and you are giving him Peckham, he will drop you for a lady that can give him Vegas? Never. Doesn't happen like that. And then Abby says, please, since where did gifts become tantamount to love? Uncle Dio, this literally never happens because that's why all the women that cook and do everything, they don't still marry them. Good girl, no, they pay. Oh. Good girl, no,
Bad
they pay.
girl that pay. Bad girl. When you're nasty to a man, trust me, they expect
Abby, calm down.
There's no
Abby, calm down. We are
performance you need to
talking about
perform.
barest minimum.
You need to be yourself, uncle. See, there's women that spend their money on men, they still don't marry them. I'm just saying.
No, that's
Anyway,
not the point, Abby.
No, I'm just saying that's not the reason why I should spend my money on a man. If it's Peckham that
No, that's not the point, Abby. Nobody's asking you to spend your money. What I'm saying, see, Abby, a good man does not expect when a man is chasing you, he does not expect you to spend a dime.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, a good man never expects you to spend a dime when he's chasing you. He wants to impress you. He wants to make you feel confident. He wants you to feel okay that he can take care of you.
Yep.
That's why when a man is after you, he will chase you with everything he's got. I'm not talking. See, when we're talking real matters here, forget about all those charlatans that we have out there that are just coming after you because they want to get in between your legs. I'm talking about a real man. If a real man comes for you, you will not allow you to spend your dime. Have you seen a video trending of late? I think it's in a movie that the lady choose to pay and the guy said lie. Until the lady said that, oh, if you don't allow me to pay, I will not give you a second date. See, a real man will come for you with everything. Want you to know that he's capable. So when you're talking about if a man is giving me better Bora Bora, I will give him ordinary pekam. To me, it's like you are doing a transactional love. And that's not real love. The real love, the man will not allow you to spend shishi.
Even better. So that I will give him McDonald's then. Amazing. Uncle Dayo, I like exactly what you just said. I don't have to give him anything. My point though is that generally, even outside of dating, even marriage, right? My own formula has always been for me to assist where necessary, but not regularly. Only where necessary. So my point generally is that whatever a man gives you is what would lead you to now reciprocate. It is not even about what it is. I might as well take him to Maldives for his birthday. But I always say this, that when I say things, first of all, I'm just here catching cruise. But generally, your brain should tell you when somebody deserves something. That's all I'm saying. Your brain should tell you when somebody deserves something. And that was a follow-up comment on the idea of gifting, right? There are women that are out here performing because they want to be chosen, right? And it happens all the time. And that's why I said I don't know any man that's giving the barest minimum that is saying, you need to do this and that. Men, most of the time, are okay with you just opening your legs if that's what they need at the moment. It's the women that feel like they need to open their legs, buy him presents, clean his house, cook for him because they know that they have competition and they want to come up on top. But they forget that a lot of men, you just really need to be yourself. A lot of men have seen what they want to see in just basic communication, in just the things that you say, how you carry yourself. They've already seen it. But women think they need to perform. And that's why a lot of times women that are performing these days don't end up being picked anyway, which is why Bobrisky said, bad good girl, no, they pay, because you don't have to perform for a man to actually love you. But a lot of women are performing. Men is like anything else. It's like how they'll say even with older people as well. You can already see a child that is from a good family without her even having to say anything, just from little mannerisms or how she addresses people. She doesn't have to come to your house and say, "Oh, Bami, I want to sweep for you." Do you understand? Because some girls too will come to your house and sweep for you because they want your approval, but they're not really good girls. But you will see, Uncle Ben says this all the time, you will see it in little things that they do and they say. Little things that they're not even thinking of, where you, because you're a wise person, you already caught them there. That is what I'm saying here about performance. You don't have to perform for a man to realize that you're the love of his life and you're the one that he wants to marry. But it's a lot of women that want to be picked so bad, they're going to perform. Cece, over to you, please.
Okay, so I said to show the last clip of the guy. This is in response to Chucky, who was saying, "Oh, that the girls are only broke. That's why they're insulting broke guys." Whatever the comment was, no, that guy's behavior is bottom barrel. That guy's behavior is a perfect example of broke behavior. How can you take a girl on a date? One. Even Nando's, fine. Nando's is somewhere like my son is 12 years old. That's where he goes with his friends, right? That's not an appropriate place to take somebody that you're interested in on a date. Working grown-up people, you take the person to Nando's. Okay, fine, no problem. You took her to Nando's. Nando's, a meal at Nando's is how much? £30, £40 at most?
Yeah.
Right? You decided to tell the girl you must split the bill with me. You asked her there and then to transfer you that £20 to your account. And then dropped her to the bus stop.
Sorry. Sad.
And so, Chucky, explain to me if that is not broke ass behavior. This is the kind of behavior that a lot of men nowadays are doing. They're acting like princesses. They have no chivalry in their body anymore. And they expect to be treated like princesses and pampered. And then after that, this same type of guy will be like, you want to enter the girl's house and get some kerewa on top of it. So can we stop? So this is the examples that we're talking about. A lot of guys nowadays, this is what they're doing. I wouldn't even say that this is the bare minimum. This is zero effort.
This is zero. He has no business.
It's an insult to carry somebody, make a woman come out of her house in this cold UK, jump on the train, come and meet you somewhere, and then you ask me to transfer you the money for a £20, a £40 meal. Disgusting behavior. Who's raising these people?
Very disgusting.
The thing is like I said to you, is that he has no business.
Chucky, defend that.
He has no business dating that type of individual.
He doesn't have any business dating.
He doesn't. He needs to focus on acquiring money because Nando's is dead cheap.
McDonald's.
For me, my thing is when I say that broke people shouldn't date, I believe it's about the level that you're at. Look at your pocket. If I know that I'm only doing if I'm only working a weekend job, I'm a teenager, I'm getting pocket money, £20 pocket money. Why am I trying to date a girl that's at uni? If let's say, at uni, or let's say you're working a part-time job, you're trying to date a city girl who's a banker in the city. That girl's lifestyle, you cannot
manage it.
You can't manage it. So why do you want to date that type of person? Why not manage somebody who's broke like you, struggling, coming up like you?
See, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt, but it sounds like you guys are attacking men right now. You are attacking
No,
men
we're
brotherhood.
not. We're not.
What do you mean?
We're
What
not.
do you mean? What do you mean? We can't date this. We can't date that.
Uncle Ben.
Why are you dating?
I don't like. I don't like to.
We're talking over each other, so nobody's going to hear.
So why are you stressing? My thing is set your expectations and set your limit. Just what's the thing? Cut your coat according to your size or whatever the saying is, right? So why are your eyes so big and shiny? It's like you'll meet a girl who's flying herself around. She's taking business class flights. She's taking first class. You're managing in McDonald's or in, I don't know, Cheesecake Factory salary. You're seeing big girls. Oh, I want to date that one. I want to date that one. Why do you want to date that one? Why can't you date the girl who's working in, I don't know, what places, who's working in Macy's or working in Walmart? It's that big girl that you want to go and date. How are you gonna maintain her lifestyle? Then when the girl will now start asking you, oh babe, I want a designer bag. All the girls are asking for designer bags. I'm sorry. Can we stop? Date people in your tax bracket. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you are broke, you don't work, you don't have any source of income, your priority should not be dating anybody or date a person who's also not working and jobless like yourself. Stop looking for people that are working, have their own money, have a certain standard of living and want to date a certain type of dating. I went on holiday with my boyfriend. He paid. If I can go on holiday with my boyfriend, I can also pay. I'm not going to expect him to do things that I can't do for him in return. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I feel like a lot of men now, they expect to do the absolute bare minimum, yet they're chasing girls that can do everything and more than for themselves already. So what are you contributing? Argue with yourselves. Broke people, stop dating. End of story.
Auntie Inko, sorry, God, I beg you. I feel like if I speak where Sisi is speaking, the show will just scatter.
Ahead, you go.
I don't know. No, I can't. I can't go after Sisi. Let's have some sanity. Let's sanitize the streets first.
Okay.
Before I go after Sisi, they'll say Uncle Ben will start screaming.
You guys did not answer my question. You ladies did not answer my question.
What was the question, sir?
What is barest minimum? Men are dealing with this thing. What does women mean with barest minimum?
Uncle Ben,
why suppressing us?
Uncle Ben, it's very easy. It's very easy, right? When you're dating someone, I want to assume that no matter what level you are, you guys are communicating, right? Okay, someone wants to date me now. We're talking, we're going out. I'm telling you the things that I like. I told you my birthday, right? You already know my favorite color. I'm already telling you this. You already know all of these things about me. Simple stuff. But then when it comes to the things that you're supposed to do as a guy, you're not even come. Okay, one thing. Maybe my birthday's in 2 days. Oh, you forgot that it was actually my birthday. That's not even base minimum. Like that's not even that, because that's a big deal, right? You don't have any consideration for this person. You have a phone. There's 24 hours in a day. And you're so busy in the day that you cannot even send me a text to say, hey, I'm just checking in on you. How's your day doing? How's your day going? How are you doing? I know you're busy. I'm busy too. But then you expect me to pick up my phone to be calling you. Yeah, maybe I did the first time, I did the second time, but I'm like, you know what? Let me see what this guy's going to do. And you never call. If you're really into me, look, let's just say the way it is, Uncle Ben, you already know too. If a man is really into a woman, I don't care how busy he is. There's 24 hours in a day. He will go to the bathroom in the midst of it. Even if he's working under the tree, somewhere underground, somewhere, he will find a way to send a text. He will find a way to send just a check-in message. These are the barest minimum. So you don't call a girl. There was another conversation we had a while back. You don't call a girl You had a date. Maybe you had a date scheduled for maybe Saturday, but you guys, the last time you saw each other was 5 days ago. But because you have a date scheduled for Saturday, you didn't bother to check in with the girl. Oh, so yeah, you don't talk during the week until the time that you're supposed to go on the date, and then you expect her to be there. Look, regardless of what day and age we're in, women still want to be chased. And if the men are not really willing to do the work to chase the woman, it doesn't matter. You will not get what you want. But if at the end of the day, the women are still the ones that call the shots. Because if the man is giving you the barest minimum, don't give him anything. As in, I'm not talking about sex. No, not even that. I'm talking about don't put yourself out there to him to know that you're willing to be in a relationship with them, because he's not willing to do what he needs to do as a guy. It's natural for men to be chasers. If he's not chasing you, he's not really into you. And once we get that as women, that the man is not really chasing and is giving low effort, there's no energy, that in itself is disrespectful. So there's no reason why we should be entertaining them in the first place. Yeah, I know some people want to be with someone wants to be with someone. And you can say, some people may say, oh, it's easy for you to say because you're in a relationship. But true. But at the same time, if you're not
Auntie,
expect,
okay.
yes, sir.
No, no, best finish because I
Yeah.
just wanted to say. So you are saying when they are dragging this bare minimum, it's not about money, it's not about finances,
No, it's not.
it's about
Mm-mm.
every other thing else.
Your barest minimum, my barest minimum, what I will consider important to me may not be important to my
Mhm.
sister, who's my identical twin sister. So it is on a case by case person. It is on a personal level. The person that you're talking to, the conversations that you have while you're dating and you're talking, what do you talk about? If you know the person very well, if you guys are talking, simple, the barest minimum, how many do you call to check in a day? Or you wait till 3, 4 days or the day of the date before you call? Do you text during the day? Do you check up on each other? And then you take out the girl on a date and then you still expect her to pay the bill. I'm sorry, I don't know if there's some women that actually enjoy paying the bill, but I'm telling you, there's no way. I don't care what generation it is. If it were me in this, there's no way I'm going to go out with a guy and I'm going to be covering the bill. For what? You taking me out on a date.
No,
You are
you
taking
transfer him
me.
the money, Auntie Inka, there and then. Send him the money
Yeah,
for your food.
yeah, you would take me out on a date and then I would get there and then we sit down and then the bill comes and then you're expecting me to pay 50-50. And please, who is the man here? Then after you now come back and say your wife is not submitting to you. Please, let's not even take it there. That's where it starts. When your girlfriend is already paying half of the bill. And then when she gets married, please, so what's the difference between the man and the woman then?
Okay, so
Mhm.
hey, wow.
Can
Okay,
I just
okay.
answer
I
about
guess I have to get this guy. You did not put break on this thing because I think I may have to cut this part and just send because the conversation about this BRS minimum it boils down to money. Oh. Your girl with a give person headache, so na Naija girl. Oh. Now she
this
they
time.
talk say now she's the one saying my guy is doing BRS minimum and a Naija girl. And when Naija girl say BRS minimum is usually about money. But I think I get the context Sister Yika is describing it now, sure. Okay. That one clear more.
Okay, Uncle
Then,
Ben, can I
but you guys have not addressed the other part. Sorry, Abby. How about the other part? The one I say I also spoke about.
first of all,
Oh,
Uncle
now
Ben,
don't forget me.
okay, first of all,
We
let
said it
me
already, Uncle Ben. We've said this already. She's not into him. He should keep it moving.
Uncle Ben,
Ah,
let me tell you what is going on here. We
okay.
already spoke about this earlier in the show where women are dating multiple men. Men are dating multiple women. So it means that there's an active competition. It's my birthday, and then one person gets me, I don't know, £100 pair of shoes. Another person is getting me £1,000 pair of shoes. Just give you an example. Now, for someone like me, because money is not everything, it wouldn't just be that. People always think about bare minimum as money, but sometimes it's just thoughtfulness. And I will explain. Thoughtfulness, example of thoughtfulness is I'm moving house, right? And you even get interested. Oh, I'm looking for movers. You're able to say, babe, I've gone through whatever Google reviews, and these are the top 2 movers for that area, right? You might not be able to afford to pay for the movers. Some men will go the extra mile to pay for the movers. You may not be able to, but the fact that you got involved in that process. Another way I always watch men, because for me, it's very rare to actually impress me with money, right? Because contrary to what Chucky was saying about, oh, whatever, whatever, what did he even say? Ladies calling dudes broke sound like they were broke from their upbringing. I don't even think it's that. I think it's because a lot of men do not know how to be thoughtful without money. And it is unfortunate. That is something that I particularly am very good at, right? It's just little,
Sorry,
little things.
Abby, it's like somebody need your link. Oh.
I've
Sorry,
given
it's like
them.
somebody need the TSC link. If you are clicking on it from the vertical format, it may not activate, but maybe you can move on to the other one. I don't know. Or you can copy it and I don't know anyway. I guess I might let you know. Let me see if I can also share it for you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So I think that that's what a lot of men are lacking when money is concerned. Because I've seen women that choose thoughtfulness over money. Because again, my own opinion, being a Nigerian girl, a lot of Nigerian men, they only have money to offer. I don't know about other men. Nigerian men, when you remove their money, if anything happens, that's why you see every time anything happens to Nigerian man's money, he becomes useless. But in that time, sometimes you just need to offer emotional intelligence. Sometimes you just need to be involved. I was talking to someone the other day about how I was dating a guy. I don't know if anyone remembers that British guy I was talking about, the British Nigerian guy, where this man, he might not have had money to offer me, but he had expertise. I was starting up my business, but this guy is meant to be a marketing genius. How about you if you say, babe, let me see your business. What are you doing for marketing? That is something, right? But a lot of men have ruled out their importance in a woman's life. They've just put it down to only money, money, money. But there's so many things that fall under the barest minimum. Thoughtfulness, right? A woman is feeling. Do you know how easy it is, even in this part of the world, to gift? Your woman is not feeling well. What is there to make a hamper of I don't know, fluffy socks and lamb sip or whatever people drink this day? A nice ginger tea. But 20 pounds, you've made a nice hamper for the girl and you've sent it to her. But your mind is going to Gucci. Must your mind go to Gucci? Do you understand? Meanwhile, another man will just throw 800 pounds at her. But the fact that you took time to create a nice hamper of nice things that she needs for the cold that she has is what makes you memorable. That's what men don't
Okay,
understand. Everything is money. That is bare minimum. Bare minimum.
can I give a brief backstory?
Sure,
Sorry.
sir. Uncle Ben, please check my
So
message.
okay, so the bare minimum situation is Sister Yinka and Honey Babe still here, please.
We're
I'm
here.
not looking at the screen anyway.
We're here, sir.
So, uh, so the situation was that already they're gonna get married and all of that. It's not like maybe it's a big deal now, but my guy is just concerned that this might be another issue in future. He's actually in Nigeria, so lady want to change her apartment, pending when they will have their marriage and everything, and then they can be together. So where she want to stay, I've never been to Abuja. That's why this is one thing I keep saying. So where she want to stay, the apartment, I think it goes for is this 4.5 or something, around 4.5 or 5 million. So, and he was of the opinion that since they are already moving to make sure everything is in place and then they are together, there's no need of going for that apartment. So he was now talking about the one of 3.23 million naira. And lady was like, at the end of the day, in their conversation, no, you know how lady just drop comment and say, okay, that's what you always do. You always do the barest minimum. So he hit a note with guy, and as we were talking, he shared with me, and I won't lie, you guys know how pure I am. I told him that this bare minimum, I've been hearing it for a very long time, but I just really don't know exactly why is it always barest minimum. So in a situation like that, when Natinika was explaining it, that's why I'm like, this thing is not matching. Maybe the guy don't even know what she's saying when she said barest minimum. Do you understand me now? So maybe like, oh, in everything you always just want to do like a kind of budget thing. You don't really want to go all out and things like that. And it's not as if maybe the girl is not doing good herself. But you know, when two people want to come together and they are looking into their differences, that's just what happened. So thank you, Abby. That's the backstory there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
thank
it's.
you.
Mhm, mhm.
Sorry, I just wanted to
If I
answer
can say
Mickey.
something,
Sorry, Uncle Dad, one
if I can say
second.
something,
I was going to answer Mickey. Uncle Dad, please 1 second, because I'm leaving in 5 minutes. I was going to answer Misty quickly and say that yes, things cost money, but what I'm trying to say is that our society or our generation is conditioned to think that it has to be very expensive. And you have to, I don't know if you've been seeing all of these artists and their girlfriends and footballers and their girlfriends, like 50 bouquets of flowers and all those kind of things. Like people have been conditioned to think it has to be expensive. But one thing that I know for me and my friends, and I haven't grown up poor, a lot of my friends haven't grown up poor. This is not a case of, oh, poor mentality. No, it's just that we've realized that most of the time, the men with the money are not often the good men because money can buy you access many times. I gave a story here about how my ex used to pay for everything he used to do for me. My ex had a designated, what's it called, designated assistant to make me happy in quotes. So a lot of my ex's romantic ideas were not his ideas. So imagine me now when I found out. How do you think that made me feel that wait, this was never coming from your heart. You were paying for the service. And then versus now actually dating someone that is thoughtful, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like 20 pounds to create a hamper versus 200 pounds, it's not, it's about the thoughtfulness and the heart that goes into it. With the situation I use with the movers, for instance, the movers situation, mind you, a lot of women know when men don't have money. We're not stupid. And that's why it really annoys me when there's men. I dated someone that has low self-esteem because he felt like he did not deserve me. And I'm here sitting down with myself like, I chose you. Are you crazy? I chose you. What is giving you low self? In fact, I'm supposed to boost your self-esteem now because I chose you. Because a lot of men, their ego, their pride is tied to money. So they don't know how to act when they don't have it. Meanwhile, the whole time, the woman is happy to be there and build with you because she has seen a good man that does a lot with the little that he has because he's thoughtful. I'll give an example of I'll say my rich ex, the days that my rich ex will book out the whole restaurant. The ex that I dated, I did not have as much money. He would go to Etsy. Etsy is like a store like eBay, like for small creators. He would go to Etsy and buy those little sip and paints, the ISO and the what you call that thing, the canvas and stuff, and the paint. It's like 25 pounds each per person. So for the couple, like 50 pounds, right? He would buy a bottle of wine and this man will put whatever we're painting on his TV. And that's a date night already because that's what he could afford at the time. And I remember him texting me and saying, I'm in between jobs right now. He was quitting from one industry to the next. And he said, this is what I can afford, but I want you to have a good time because we had spoken about it before. Date night was us doing sip and paint about something we have spoken about. It was the thoughtfulness. And he bought white t-shirts from Primark because the idea was whatever paint goes on it to be our memories, right? Another one was cooking days. We made like a plantain burger because we had seen it on Twitter and laughed about it. That is thoughtfulness for a man that cannot book out the whole restaurant. So sometimes when we say date a broke man, it's not like he's broke living on the streets, but it's that the fact that he does not have 200 pounds, but he has 20 and he can make the best of it. Sisters, I have to go. I don't know. I'm coming. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Uncle Dio, you can go ahead.
Love that. Thank you, Abby.
thank you very much, Abby. Thank you. I
Thanks,
actually
Abby.
want to say something because it's already past midnight here, so this will be my last take.
Yeah, we're wrapping up
See,
anyway, Uncle Dio.
now, yeah, now when it comes to this barest minimum, it involves a lot of things. If you remember earlier on in my comment, I said that this thing is relative because from girl to girl, what you consider as your barest minimum may not be what the next person will see as the barest minimum because whatever it is, one thing that I want girls to know, please, I'm begging you, if you have to put it as a banner, put it. Any guy that is not able to take care of you while dating, please, it's a red flag. Run. No excuses. No excuse. Now, when I say taking care of you, I don't mean the one that can give you the heaven, that can buy you a plane, that can buy you. And see, everybody knows what is love. Everybody can see and can feel love, and and then, as you said, love is not all about money. Love encompasses everything, money inclusive, giving, time, everything. PDA. Now, PDA is relative because some people don't like it, but at least you will show some love as a man. You will show that you are really interested in this person. Y- She will be your focus no matter what. I don't believe in any relationship whereby the man is having an excuse for not doing what he's supposed to do. It's not always about money. Like the case that and then my brother gave, Uncle Beno. What the lady was actually looking for, it's a matter of communication. Okay, she knows the capacity of the guy, and then even though the guy could afford that 4.5 million naira apartment, but because maybe they are planning towards their wedding, the guy may be like, since you are not really going to stay so long here until we get married, why can't we just go for something like, see, this thing can be communicated between each other, and then both of you will be both agreed.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's no communication, that's why the lady can say, "Oh, you always go for the barest minimum." That means the lady was not on the same page with the guy. If it's on the same page with the guy, it's like, oh, okay, it's not as if we cannot afford it, but let us go with this for now, because in the next 1 or 2 years you'll be coming to stay with me. So why waste money now? Simple communication. So when we're talking about this barest minimum stuff, we are talking about having understanding between the two of you. You said something that I love so much. Ladies know when their man is broke. Just be honest with each other. If your man is broke, you will know. You will not want to push him beyond his strength. And if your man is an aquagum, if he's a single man, you will know. Because we know, because we have men that are rich, but for them to spare a dollar is a problem. You will know. So all these things are red flags. So we were talking about men. We are talking about high value men that knows what they're supposed to do, that knows their onions, that knows how to take care of their woman. Not the one that will be sharing bills with you, for crying out loud, and not the one that will be like giving you, like, as if you are supposed to be doing you are supposed to be doing the chasing. And this happen mostly to some egalitarian men that believe that they are rich and they are handsome. So women are flourishing around them. So they expect you to be chasing them. Please, any man that will make you to chase him, run away from him. I beg. That's my fanatic. And thank you for having me. Good night, ladies. Bye bye.
Thank you, Uncle Dayo.
Thank you, Dayo.
Thank you, Uncle Dan.
Thank you, Uncle Dayo.
Uh,
Bye.
okay, let me just drop my final take too.
Please, final
So,
take. Need everybody do final
please, I
take.
want to beg, yeah, I want to beg TSC, you have to do part 2 of this show. I don't know if it's
Absolutely.
going to go like this. There are so many questions that I have personally. I have people who are shy that they will just ask me, and I can ask you ladies. So please, if you can do part 2, we haven't scratched the surface about this dating, especially in this modern day and time. So please, you ladies have to come and explain to us where we went wrong, especially young men of these days. I do pity young boys of these days, not like all these 35, 40 years old men that are really struggling to hold down a woman. I pity them a lot. And it's like you ladies are the one creating the problem. You're making it hard for them. So please, I just wanted to know if you ladies will do part 2 so that I can prepare the questions and come. Because my final take, that is it too. Thank you.
Yes, Uncle Ben, we will do part 2 in due time, because actually there's a lot that I realize that also needs to be covered. So yes.
Huh?